Oh, what's he doing?
Bam. Bam.
Hello.
If only I had a
Bam.
little animation to be able to do that and like have little sparkles come out of my hand.
Like you're the conductor?
I'm
Yeah.
Mr. Conductor. Am I George Carlin or am I Ringo Starr?
Ringo Starr.
Aw.
obviously. Sorry.
Well, I guess that means I'm still alive. The crosshair is here.
Oh.
Hey, those are all of us.
Hey, it's our
flattering
faces.
Forms? Question
I'm-
mark?
It's our true forms. That's right.
I'm going to take a half
Only form.
second
Oh, yeah.
for the crosshair.
Cheers to you, Bun Bun. Now, we're not going to force you to recount all of your adventures, Crosshair, but if you have any highlights from the last, 20-odd episodes, just let us know.
I can't wait till Crosshair recaps last
I
session.
ran
Yeah.
12 hours today. I ran 2 marathons in a row. Whoa, Crosshair, whoa.
I run the marathon to the very last mile.
Yes.
I don't know it. I'm sorry.
Highlights.
Intergalactic? Beastie Boys?
Planetary.
Sorry. I actually didn't grow up on... I really only,
Don't you tell me to smile. You stick around and make it worth your while. No? No? All right.
Sorry, man.
Ep 130.
Highlights?
Just
Episode
one
130?
big
Episode
highlight for
130, and
Crosshair.
episode 130.
Oh, we're so happy to see you again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I see it. I get it.
Yeah, you remember?
I do now.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So is the saddest part about our sending the campaign going to be that we're no longer going to have this music?
We're gonna have bleep bloop bloop bleep bloop bleep bloop 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 bloop. Hello. Thank you. I'll compose it myself.
Perfect.
Oh,
You just
Toast
surrender the rights.
before-
surrender them. Hey, some jars.
Well, the crosshair, I hate to tell you this, but you won't have to because there won't be that much Changeling left. But,
Yeah.
We still appreciate that you're here.
Yeah, it's so cool to see that you've caught up. That's a lot of content.
It warms our cockles.
The cockles of our heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cockles, mussels, and oysters.
Cockles and mussels alive, alive, oh, alive,
It's just
alive.
like a beer. What are those called?
Like a
You, like,
foam dome?
No, when you.
Like a beer keg.
Yeah, when you do like
Keg
a keg stand
stand.
or whatever. That's what
Oh.
that is, right? I think.
I've never done a keg stand.
No time like the present.
I was gonna
Kate,
say.
move the table aside. Let's do this thing.
It's a keg from the floor. Very
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I keep
I
one
think that's
stored
against Twitch's terms of service.
just
isn't
in.
it?
Not
About
to mention
find
your,
out,
your
Johnny.
building rules.
Yeah.
Our foundation. No.
They're finally getting around to the repairs they promised before we moved in. So,
Are
what's
they,
one
though?
more?
'Cause
Yeah.
They said that they have.
June 28th, counting.
Oh man, can you imagine during the stream they're like, "Excuse me."
Non-negotiable sledgehammer. Do 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 do.
Non-negotiable
That's funny,
Sledgehammer seems like it would be a great band name.
That was
But
my
I
nickname
can't
in high
decide which
school,
cover
actually.
band it would be.
Probably Rage
Nickelback.
Against the Machine.
Oh. Look at this photograph.
And then you smash them.
Yeah.
Every
time I swing, it makes me laugh.
Oh boy.
Well, I have a new character for the next time I play a game.
All right, so
Kroger.
the crosshair did mean to say, congrats on Northern Ice Idol, Beating the Broken Flight, Patch's House, Joning's Mecha Arm, Lambo, Braum's House, Ridding Mazer, Engagement Marriage, Contesting Exhaust Redecoration, King Missile, Aragorn.
Nice. Hey, that's a lot of things for us to be congratulated on. So thank you.
We did the things.
It would be the scariest thing to watch Liz cover Martin Scorsese by King Missile.
Oh, see.
Like what? In marmalade?
Just lie down for a second, Martin. Hup!
If you haven't heard
Oh.
that,
God, yeah.
if you haven't heard that song, I'm going to say
Oh.
it's disturbing.
Well.
Hey, it's Dio.
Thank you for the host.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
The lyrics start, he makes the best fucking films. He makes the best fucking films. If I ever meet him,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and then describes just the brutality that this person would inflict upon Martin Scorsese
Oh,
because
wow.
they love his films so much.
Well, you know what they say, John. If you love their work.
I listened to this song many, many times while lying in a hospital bed
Oh, no.
recovering from surgery
But why was it playing?
because I had one tape
What a
that
poor
my sister
mixtape.
my sister made me a mixtape. The
That's
mixtape
sweet.
called Septum, some excellently something music. I don't because I had an operation on my septum, and it was the one tape I had, and I could not sleep. And so I basically just played that tape and then flipped it and played it and flipped it and played
Flipped
it
it
because
and
that's all I
reversed it?
had. Sorry?
No, I was saying you flipped it and reversed it.
Yeah.
And reverse it.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I also don't know any other lyrics to that song.
Grab him by the fucking neck and shake him and say thank you for all your fucking anyway. Yeah, so I listened to that song a lot, and like also Pearl Jam's Jeremy was on that.
Wow. Oof.
And
That's a song I like.
Come to Butthead, which is Beavis and Butthead
Sure.
singing, alongside a cover of I Got You Babe with Cher, Beavis and Butthead.
I'm sensing a theme here, John. Cat.
I wonder where that tape is because I don't believe I ever threw it out.
It will appear on auction soon.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say it. It will appear on October 31st,
What?
2020.
Ooh.
I had a
The
vision.
fact that I'm not slouching in a corner with safety pins all over my clothes and guy liner to this day is amazing.
You don't see him off stream, Aragorn, so.
Also, don't fucking tempt me. I'll just go and get some guy liner right now.
Ooh. But I don't think we. I mean, sorry, you do you. I don't.
That's got to be an incentive for like if we get a certain number of subscriptions or bits that like I'll do the last episode in guy liner.
So you can like cry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
inevitably when I start tearing up, like
Of course.
it'll just start.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be through sadness. It's going to be from like accidental euphemism.
Yeah, laughing.
Oh yes.
Tears of laughter. Yeah.
Oh, such a good
Something being shepherded into your exhaust, smelling the taint, coming on my ass, and all that jazz.
One. And all that
Jazz.
jazz.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
There, I just clipped that.
Good.
Yay.
You wanted a trailer for the channel. I think that pretty much sums up what we're all about.
Go steward everyone into my exhaust.
There it is.
Yes,
That's your
sir,
name,
Mr.
too.
Zister, sir.
Yes, sir.
Only I had 20 more quotes before that, and then it'd be 1369.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yay.
Oh no, he didn't set a number, Aragorn.
Let's
Oh,
get
no,
to
Thank
it.
you. Wow, holy crap. Oh, that's right. Oh, yuck. Oh, where you're headed next.
Oh, the
Yeah.
guy liner. The guy liner's probably going to happen now at this point. We'll
Sweet.
see. We'll have to set a number.
Forgot about it.
We'll figure it out.
Hey.
There we go.
That's the ticket. Thank you.
It's over 9,000.
Folks, we are going to acknowledge that we have both She Who Knows 10,000 Things and Entropy's Disciple. Aragorn and the Crosshair are both here.
Oh, happy days.
Happy days.
Feels good to laugh again.
Chaos time.
Yeah, flip tables. Get ready. Let's go. Sorry, John. Sorry for your tables.
Worth a free bingo square? No. Say happy days now. Happy days.
That's nice.
Hey, did any of you spend any experience? Who's going to make everyone happy? 3, 2, 1, go. No one.
It's okay. It's, Crosshair's the favorite child.
Yeah.
I like how
Yeah.
Liz went from like gladiator trembling thumb to shaka bra.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trying to keep you on your toes.
Oh,
my.
no.
No, your
No,
Skittles.
those are so difficult to pick up individually. No.
Jeeves, don't go for the Skittles.
Hmm?
That's a good Jeeves impression.
Hmm?
Scott is really good domesticated pets impressions.
You know, I'm actually half domesticated pet.
Oh, do the Ripley sneeze again. It's so funny. So cute. Oh, it's so good.
Well, that happened.
No. Thanks, Scott.
I can stop anytime.
So none of you spent any
No, I'm
experience.
sorry. Perhaps I'll spend some before the end of the game, though.
What?
Like before the end of the campaign.
Oh, okay. I was like, you can't just like
Halfway through the
decide halfway through being like,
Yeah.
oh, this would
John,
be a
I
really
have-
good time for etiquette 3.
I have 125 banked experience. May I spend it all at once? I don't have that
Yes,
much
but you
at
can
all.
only spend it on other characters, not your own.
Oh,
No
thanks.
fucking problem. Patches, drive 5. Let's go.
All right, sweet.
Sophia, what's your stamina?
Oh, not enough.
Okay.
3. Oh, yeah, I went up 1
Oh, okay. You're
last
fine.
time.
So you don't get it.
I've been working her a little hard recently.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Ontario. Place you know you love.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Because why not? Why not Ontario?
Bouncing my legs like a little kitty under the table right now.
You little sockies.
Super cute.
Feet, 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 feet.
Oh.
We're only mains tier 1 characters, and I'm kind of sick of it.
Why am I not in this game yet? I am a Super Smash brother.
You can be. They're me. You can
Oh.
just make yourself.
Excellent. All right, we'll start making them. Where are the horn options? I'd like them to...
There are many of them.
You just have to use the eyebrows and rotate them all the way and make them really big and really high up.
I hope so. That sounds like a great idea.
Absolutely how I did it
That's-
back when Mii's were first introduced.
And you were making someone with horns?
You know,
As you do.
it
Yeah,
was
sure,
like,
okay.
you know, you had
Creepy.
Wii Sports and Me Creator, Me Channel.
Oh,
That's
it's
it.
true. Yeah. Way back in the day.
Stop that.
Nice shot.
Thanks, bud. Please hold.
Let's tone up those legs.
All right.
Yeah, wait.
What the hell
That
happened
was
in the
weird.
last
Okay,
session?
great. Oh, God. 483?
That sounds like a lot of damage.
That's a lot.
Well, last session, a question of scruples. Patches and Braum were in the midst of trying to assist Zeron and the now disenchanted or the chimerically dead Sophie,
That's right.
bringing them back up to her penthouse. She was not happy about this turn of events, obviously, especially because Braum, anyway, was not being honest with her about what happened. As you do.
Braum, not being honest with somebody.
Gasp.
For their own good, in his mind? I'm shocked. Color me surprised. Anyway. Anyone else? I don't know.
I mean,
That's all that happened then.
Sophie continued to be very suspicious of these two because she could tell they weren't being honest with her. Finally, Zister and Saley actually gave her enough information that she sort of calmed down and then was re-enchanted by these fun friends.
Thanks. Yep.
Oh, yep.
Ultimately, Sophia wanted to go back down to the exhaust to set things right. But Zister, that
No, they ended up coming to a compromise that Sophia would help contribute to the rebuilding of the Spark per Zister and Patch's specifications.
Yeah. No unleashing
Yeah.
was the like,
no unleashing, exhaust not the same, wants his bar back.
Got
Don't
it.
feed the freehold after midnight.
Right.
Don't get it wet.
Oh, too late
Don't
for that last
Yeah, I was
one.
gonna say
Fall
like we're
asleep.
damn. And yeah, and then a couple of weeks later, it was time for the trial of Patches. Put her on trial. No, Patches' golden braid trial. as spearheaded by Braum and the rest of the Golden Braid. Braum assigned her the challenge of stealing his best friend's most prized possession. At her disposal, she has almost all or the majority of the Braid's resources.
And
Yeah.
Patches was like, "Cool, Zeron, what's your most prized possession?"
Yoink!
He was like, "I guess my sword." And so she zipped on back, stole his sword, dodged some guards at Heart's Light, and was incorrect because turns out Zeron isn't Braum's best friend. It's Kyoko.
Aw. Cute.
I'm not sad. You're sad.
Patches
Crying.
continued to head over to try to get in touch with Kyoko. Ultimately, after a while, realized, okay, I'm not asking for this full disposal of the braid because I'm supposed to be stealing stuff from the braid. But then she asked Braum for help, and he did.
Yeah, I think Braum was able to assist in distracting Kyoko and directing Patches to sort of a hidden drawer in their home where she keeps a letter from Kay, which was retrieved, stolen successfully, brought back to Heart's Light, where Braum ordered her into phase 2 of the challenge, which was to destroy said prized possession. Nope.
Not happening.
Yep.
No, it's not pre-recorded. We're live.
Yeah. We here.
Also, I love how your name is Dark Nevea. So it's also, if I'm, Heaven Crad. I'm calling you Heaven
Crad.
Crad.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, she was not gonna destroy something that seemed so important to Kyoko just so that she could get into the braid, but ultimately
That was.
they conferred.
Yeah, they conferred and they congratulated her on a challenge successfully completed. I think we had a good chat after and in Fancy Corner about kind of what it sort of maybe was about and so on. But and congratulations, she's in the braid.
Oh, we're getting raided.
Woo!
In the braid.
Thanks, Pooh.
Get a raid.
In the
Boom.
braid, get a raid.
Yep.
And just at the end of the recap, too.
In time
we're set.
for.
Da 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 da. Whoop. Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. Nope, not
No.
quite. You were.
We'll.
No, let's just make everybody sick.
Whoa! Oh, we
There
both
we
have
are.
to do it or else it doesn't work. Whoa! Oh, okay. We both
'Kay.
have to do it at the same level.
Ah!
Hi.
Well,
Thank you.
shit, Dark. Welcome.
Folks, we play with
shit.
the with these cards. These cards are for our safety and ultimately maximum enjoyment of the game. It allows us to communicate with each other where our boundaries and limits are. Green card means that even though my PC might appear very distressed, I myself am enthusiastically consenting to what is happening in the game right now. Yellow means heads up, I am approaching my limit. I would ask that we not go any further. Also, we might want to look at changing the scene soon, but I'm still okay. Red is I am no longer okay. I ask that we stop. Either we take a pause from the game and regroup, or we move on from this scene right now. There does not have to be an explanation. Red card, very serious stuff. You, the audience, do not have cards, but you do have options. You actually have some really glorious options available to you. We have our moderators here. We have Aragorn and the Crosshair. You can tell them privately if something is not working so well for you, and then they can pass it on to us, either anonymously or not. You can also take yourself out of the stream. We'll be sad to see you go, but it's really important that you keep your own safety precious to you, as our safety and yours is precious to us. Was there anything else that the viewers can do to protect themselves?
They could possibly message John if they want to message him directly. He will see it at the moment because of social distancing arrangements. I could look over at his screen, so it wouldn't be 100% guaranteed that I wouldn't see it. So if you want to make sure that I don't see it, then go through Aragorn and Crosshair.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. If I ever do mispronounce anybody's name on stream, by the way, let me know. Spell it out. Use some phonetic spelling if you need to. But I do like being able to pronounce people's names correctly because very few people pronounce mine.
That is true.
So there's an incentive. I mean, here I am with. I mean, I know how to mispronounce all of your names if I really want to.
hit us
but
up. Let's do it.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that. All right. Well, folks, if we're ready.
Jeez.
We can.
Croisé hier.
See, I would have read that as say hi.
How many times have you played a game and then when you've finished, you throw yourself back into your chair, or couch, or floor, or wherever you possibly are playing, because the sense of elation is right there. Just that, because you did it. Now, whether it's because you're beating everybody else at the table, this I find is more common when it's a cooperative game, when such outward expressions of relief and ecstasy are to be encouraged as opposed to being a poor sport in front of everyone else. But that moment of collapse, that moment of giving yourself into relaxation, to the floor, to your just plain victory, it's an addictive feeling in some ways. But it only comes about if you've actually succeeded through struggle and strife. After all, if a game is easy, you don't exactly collapse into the chair once you've beaten it. Tic-tac-toe is not going to give you that thrill. Typically, it's if the game was hard fought, but also if the game was long enough to cause that much tension to build up inside you. Well, we've been playing this game for a little while. I don't know exactly how you feel about the game's difficulty. It's kind of hard to judge, because after all, the game continues, whether the players have succeeded or failed, whether the players have got everything that they wanted or none of it. It depends. It always does. But that feeling of relief, at the end of a role-playing game especially, it just feels special. We're actually going to start by moving forward. We ended on Wednesday, June the 17th. After all, it was a time for you. We're actually accelerating to the present day.
What?
So it is July 12th, and it is a Sunday.
Whoa.
So if you have to recover any of your willpower or glamour, now's the time to do it. If you have any health levels lost, now's the time to get rid of them. Do you want to give me a quick rundown on what you've been doing over this past 3 weeks? Close to 4?
I can start. Braum has been spending the last few weeks, and indeed some time before that, following up on his intention to found a new freehold here in the county of Cross the Shadow. He has the new countess's blessing, provided he like not do it behind her back, obviously.
Exactly.
He's been specifically sort of scouting the city with Kyoko and with other members of the Golden Braid and of his motley when they're free, looking for possible locations for the freehold. Somewhere safe, somewhere glamorous, so to speak, glamourful. No luck as of yet, but he's got some leads that he's following up on.
Sophia has been settling into her duties as countess. She's settled in with her household staff, and she's in the process of bringing on a few new people. And she's been very anxious about being away from Zeron for too long, ever since the incident with Mazer. So even though a lot of time has passed, it's still very difficult for her to be away from him. And she has a few other plans involving mortals in the city.
Oh.
Yeah.
Patch has been helping reconstruct the exhaust after it was burned down. To whatever specifications Zister now wants, now that he has a clean slate. Still liaising with the Dougal craft people, the workshop, and starting to find a place within the Golden Braid.
This particular Sunday, where do you find yourselves? I assume that you're in Heart's Light.
Yeah.
I assume that you are
Spark.
Between the two, I can be anywhere. I have been looking. I've actually been following up on a lead in terms of a potential freehold location in the plateau, like the north end of the plateau, sort of Outremont region, which is north and east in the city of Montreal.
Ew.
I know. Hey.
Is that at least near a metro?
No.
So rude.
I mean, Park. Acadie.
Park. Ugh. I said it was a lead, guys. I didn't
Yeah,
say
sorry.
Housing prices there are so...
It's true.
Oh, Braum.
Not if the building's getting knocked down. Then it's pennies on the dollar, my friend.
But it's no building anymore, Braum. Are you
You
gonna?
can reconstruct it bigger, stronger, harder than before. Harder? Braum, are you okay? That's where I'm headed.
Headed to be harder.
Correct, yeah. It's the name of my album.
Sophia, your breakfast once again appears just outside your door. Today the fruit is slightly underripe. So heads roll.
Clearly.
Okay. Did they include melons on the plate again?
Yes.
No. No.
What is it with you and melons?
Not a fan.
Your Chimera Mab has recently insisted upon getting a little shelf, which is above your bed. So imagine if you're sitting up in bed, like if you're reading or whatever, the shelf is like just high enough that you're not going to bang your head against it. But that shelf has found its way somehow into your room without your necessary permission. It is velvet lined, cushioned, and this morning when you wake up, the first thing that you see are one of Mab's, two of Mab's limbs just hung over the edge, just dangling. And you hear the slight jangle of harp sounds that indicates that she is snoring.
Best snoring. I go to pick up the breakfast. Maybe I'll write a very kind, gentle note.
There's no passive aggressiveness on this
I
end,
don't know.
right?
You want to roll for that?
No.
Please roll.
I don't.
No, wait, no, it's happening now.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I would like you to roll your charisma etiquette.
Okay.
Let's
Ooh, I can't botch etiquette. Thank
can't.
There you go.
God.
You are she. But I just would absolutely adore this if, you've only been here for a month.
That's 5 successes.
I think by tomorrow the fruit situation will have resolved itself and everyone will feel better about it.
But also, it's not just serving me. It's any guests that we have here. You know, it's me letting them know very kindly the strawberries are past their time now, so we should be putting them in the compost system that is set up outside for
It's
the
against
gardens.
Westmount bylaws to have an outside compost.
I've changed the bylaws. Don't know what to
More
tell you.
politics.
I mean, Heartslight is actually on Westmount City Hall, so
Yeah.
I am the law. Oh my god.
Look at me. I'm the countess.
Patches, the exhaust has been repaired at this
Yeah.
point. While it looks pretty similar to the exhaust that you had before, one thing I should point out is that the parts that now decorate the upper area around it are now the old defense matrix. So they've all melted and warped.
Oh, cool.
A new mirror has been delivered for behind the bar, a gift from the Sapphire Eye.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yay!
I accidentally pointed at the ceiling. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. And then I write it.
And now there's the couches that are around here are all capable of reclining. There's now a projector that has been set in so people can watch movies. Zister's favorite movies, by the way, are 90s action films.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
So his currently the evening's entertainment is already set to be Con Air.
Oh my god.
Sister.
I have a slightly weird question, if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
Does he only watch, or does he studiously avoid films with Sean Connery?
No, he
Just
watches
a
them all.
question. Okay, cool. Just a question.
Wow,
watches them all.
so Zister Flex exists in a universe where Sean Connery also exists.
Yes.
And he watches. Nice.
And he loves The Rock. Who doesn't?
His favorite movie is Entrapment with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh
Catherine
my God.
Zeta-Jones.
Point Break? Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
That's a good
He
question.
totally did.
Absolutely.
I'm nothing if not amenable to playing Starship Troopers.
Wasn't that like
Neil
early
Patrick
2000s?
Harris?
Oh, damn.
Johnny Rico? But Braum,
Yes.
you were looking at an Outremont. Any particular reason why, or is just this is where your search grid led you?
This is where my search led me. I know that there are certainly a few. I mean, there's quite a few locations in Montreal that are ripe with like creative possibilities, and the plateau, like the greater plateau area of Montreal, is definitely a hub for artists, for outdoor performance art, for murals, like outdoor street art. What's the word I'm looking for? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Murals?
and stuff,
Mm.
yeah.
Graffiti?
Sure, yeah, murals and stuff. And I think even though Outremont is not exactly the same neighborhood, it's also got an interesting blend of very spiritual. I mean, there's got a great kind of concentration of like spirituality in that part of the city as well. So maybe he's got this hunch that there's like a mingling of artistry and spirituality,
Okay.
or not.
While
It's gonna be
you
the
are
douchiest freehold.
while you're in Outremont,
Mm-hmm.
we'll say on Montreal,
Okay.
you catch sight. Kyoko will be with you. Why not? Why not wander around with that Puka you occasionally call wife?
Call her wife quite often, actually.
You're bashed. Losers always whine about that. I'm bashed. Winners go home. Fuck the prom queen. Anyway, there's a small critter. It's cat-like.
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely chimerical, and you see it sort of weaving its way through the legs of people who are just wandering up and down the street. Montreal, if you remember, on the corner of Montreal and Park? No. What's the street the main line's on? I can't
Saint
believe
Laurent.
Saint Laurent. Why couldn't I just...
That's okay.
I was like, Saint Francois, Saint... Nope.
Nope.
Uh,
Yeah.
It's an A&W, like, gas station there. But this chimera is just dancing through them and sort of waving its tail in a boastful fashion. But this cat has very exaggerated whiskers, and it's green, so it doesn't exactly look like a... So it's absolutely chimerical, but it just keeps kind of glancing back.
At us. Or glancing back away, back towards something else?
Yeah, at you.
Oh, at us. I give Kyoko a nudge. What do you think? Do you think it's trying to tell us something?
I think it's a cat. Cats are assholes.
No, I don't think that's necessarily true all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll endeavor to tell you the truth more often.
Thank you. I think this little fellow seems to have something to tell us.
But that it's got its nice tail wagging at us? I could wag a tail at you. It doesn't make it different.
How many times have you been out looking for something in the past few weeks?
7.
Just 7.
Sorry. 14.
Better.
37.
Okay. This is the first time something has popped out of the dreaming to lead us. Maybe I'm just getting a bit desperate, Kyoko. I'm not sure. Look, I'm going to follow him.
I'm fine to follow.
Let's see where they take us.
Up to you.
So I kind of get on my tippy toes to look over people towards the cat, and I start striding towards it.
Could I have you roll me your perception and alertness, please?
Yes, that I can do. I have a specialty in hidden weapons. Does that apply?
No.
Okay.
Let's get bingo.
I mean, it's holding the holy hand grenade, but aside from that,
Yeah. 1 success.
Okay. So it's relatively easy to track this cat.
Okay.
It does not seem to want to be hidden. But it does start wandering up the mountain. So if you think of where Montreal is,
Right.
it leads directly up the mountain
Mhm.
of which Montreal gets its name, Mont Royal, Mount Royal, and it's again weaving its way through the Thames would be happening at this point.
Yeah, Sundays. Yeah.
Sunday? What?
Maybe take your pack out of your pocket.
Where?
So the Thames are essentially just a whole bunch of hippie beatniks who get together on the mountain and play bongos and enjoy themselves, which is fine. I'll remind people who maybe knew that we are currently playing in a reality where there is not a pandemic going on, so outdoor festivals are still totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, the cat just looks at the instruments for a second that people are playing, and then just reaches out and swats at it, although it doesn't make any difference. Clearly this chimera doesn't have the weird read and can't interact with mortals. But as it continues to sort of snake through and climb the mountain, which of course your stamina is more than enough to go on long
But
hikes.
how's Kyoko?
She's fine.
she's just riding on your back.
Yeah, probably.
Mush.
All right, okay. Oh, excuse me, sir. Sorry. Whoop, mind your drums there, madam. Excuse me.
I'll remind people that we're also looking forward to our new soundboard, which might help eliminate these issues, but we don't know when it's showing up. It's shipping from England.
It's on its way, kind of.
Eventually,
Yeah.
it's on a boat somewhere.
And then it stops. there's a small. It looks like it's practically abandoned, but like a rest station
Okay.
on the mountain. The kind of place where it's like big enough for maybe a couple of washrooms and a restaurant that's more of just like a pickup, sort of like I'll take a bag of chips. Thanks, it's $7 because it's fucking tourist trap central. And it stops out there and it just looks at you and it's just sort of shaking its tail back and forth.
I'm gonna slowly kind of like approach it and then crouch down on the ground. What do you think of this place? Well, that's one opinion. All right. Look, do you mind if I have a look around?
The cat could shrug, it does. And then immediately the cat goes up to Kyoko after that and then just starts kicking dirt onto her foot. I told you.
Not very respectful.
Cats are assholes.
I'm starting to see your point of view. All right, well, no need to get angry about it. You're the one who started it. Yeah, that's right. Well, so I'm gonna take a big long stride back.
So when it opens its mouth and starts like primly licking its paw, you can see that its tongue is just like spread out like a dragon's.
Oh, cool.
A bifurcated tongue.
Think we should name this little fella?
Dinner.
I don't think it would be particularly appetizing.
Brunch.
Ah. I am hungry, but I don't think we should necessarily eat the chimera. Don't worry, she's only joking. And then I give Kyoko
My shoes. They were dirty before, but now they have slightly more dirt on them.
You must be furious.
Incredibly.
Shall I challenge it?
To what?
To the death. It's all right. I won't debase myself. Don't worry, young fella.
Could I have you roll me your perception kenning, please?
Yes.
You're paralyzed.
I'm not going to ask, but yeah. I what?
Nothing.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh my god, please be a botch.
No, one success. Rough today, folks. I'm gonna use my other dice after this.
So yeah, you're surrounded by another changeling and a chimera, but there's this sort of warmth, heat that's radiating from this spot. I mean, it is July,
Sure.
so it's already pretty warm, but
Braum almost always wears his long coat as well to conceal whisper, which is
so you look like you belong on the mountain. then.
Yeah.
correct. Yes, and yes, he's
With all the LARPers.
Oh.
Yeah.
True. That's
There
true.
are no LARPers on the mountain. Just because you're fighting with foam swords doesn't make you a LARPer.
Okay, sorry.
You are in the wrong.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I've just always heard that people say there are LARPers on the mountain. I haven't been there and
Maybe
asked
the
them,
trees,
well,
Dawn."
do you really LARP or do you just swing foam swords? I'm not here to gatekeep people from
Oh
their fun.
shit! Oh
may
my
snap.
Clap back.
Wham, wham.
John's
Fine.
fiery poops takes.
That said,
They do.
speaking of, I guess.
What?
I'm going to move towards this abandoned, small abandoned.
It's got a rusty padlock on the outside. It's made of stone.
The building.
Yeah, the building is made of stone. The padlock is keeping the door shut, but this padlock, it doesn't look like... It looks like you could probably sneeze on it and it would fall off. There's graffiti on one side. The graffiti says, free buds, B-U-D-Z.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I wonder who Buds is and what they did. Perhaps one day there will be justice for Buds. I'm mostly speaking to myself, but I kind of hope Kyoko hears me.
She's quietly drawing up divorce papers right now.
I mean, if not now, certainly she's far too late. I
not
will.
now, yet it will
I'll
come.
just pull the padlock off.
Yeah,
if I
you
can.
literally just with your hand, you can just, and you hear a clang as the shackle just falls onto the ground.
Just get down.
Oh, breaking and entering.
It's exciting, no?
I'm a flutter.
You're what?
A flutter.
Oh, as in you're all aflutter.
No, it's only some of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only partially a flutter.
Uh-huh. In your heart.
I'm flut.
See. Not sure I'll ever quite understand you, Kyoko, but I do love you.
Sophia, you are informed that you're getting a guest now that he has returned to Montreal and is able to greet you appropriately. Sir Kenwyn ap Aiel
Oh.
is
Goody.
on his way over.
Oh, excellent.
Is Zeron in the room eating breakfast with me?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm not sure these grapes are any good.
No, I've already sent a note downstairs.
I'm sure it was well written.
It was, thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
One of my best. Sir Kenwyn's on his way.
Ah. Do you want me to come in at just the right moment? You know, that leverage of I saved your life?
I didn't even have to ask.
If you just need me at any point, I'll just come on in.
Thank you. Don't go too far.
I wouldn't dream of it. I got out of freehold finding duty this morning.
Ugh.
It's too hot.
And he's gone on so many of these excursions over the past month.
And
It's-
he's always wearing that coat.
It's
Guys, I
absurd
swear,
and
this
very
is the one.
embarrassing.
It's beginning to smell.
No.
Where are you going? We're married now. You know. Separate scene.
Well, thank you.
And what do you intend?
I think I would like to ask him to be seneschal?
Sure.
Yeah. To be seneschal.
Member of an unseelie court coming in onto a Liam Fiona freehold.
We're already throwing the rule book out the window. What's a few more?
Is this a matter of keeping your enemies closer, or is this an overture of friendship?
More the second. I actually think he would be very good. He takes his job very seriously.
He always has.
When he agrees to a task, he performs it to his detriment, often.
He's a man of his word, and sometimes his word is given too freely.
So we just need to make sure he gives his word to us. He also happens to owe both of us his life.
It's the implication, really.
Of course, we would never say it out loud. That's so gauche.
So gauche.
So gauche. And then they proceed to drink their spiked tea.
Yeah, I absolutely.
I'm glad it's 9 a.m. somewhere.
It's 6:55.
Patches.
She's kind of waiting for Braum to get back. She's kind of been waiting for Braum to finally find a place, pick a place.
So, what Braum is searching for is an appropriate location for a freehold. You can't just build one wherever you want. It has to be a place that has a natural connection to the dreaming and to glamour itself.
Yeah, let's just suspend them from the. That's right.
So, of course, there can be nothing. But I'll remind you that change is
Good.
change is something that can happen without mortal eyes necessarily perceiving it. Freeholds are often much larger than they appear from the outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Braum, of course, is aware that there's like many, like you said, John. I think there's many steps in order to kind of create a balefire around which a freehold can be built. But the first step is finding that natural wellspring, which is really difficult in this day and age because most of them would have been claimed, unless a new one maybe sprung up recently, which is potentially what he's sort of thinking about this place that he's currently exploring.
On the inside, what you can see is honestly not great. This place clearly hasn't been cleaned in some time. The plumbing isn't working. You see the remnants of what looked to be an ice cream freezer, and inside there are buckets, and the buckets are just completely moldy. It would appear that this place closed, and nobody really paid that much attention to it to close it properly. But you find something interesting. There's a wall where there are what looks to be 80 games of tic-tac-toe placed on the walls. Just crosses and knots, X's and O's.
Yeah.
And there's little stars around the ones where the crosses win. And when the knots win, there's the they're like sparkles instead of stars.
Okay.
And then of course there's a whole bunch where they tied.
Because that's tic-tac-toe for you.
But the wall feels like this is where the warmth is coming from.
I'd like to move up to this wall and place my hand on it. Are the games? Sorry, I maybe just misunderstood. Are the games kind of like carved directly into the wall, or have they been like pasted on? Like, are they on paper?
They're like Sharpie.
Like
on the
okay,
wall.
On the
Yeah.
wall. Right. I want to try to get a sense. I'm no seer. I'm no oniromancer, but I want to try to get a sense, if I can, of maybe the relationship between the people who made these. Like, it's clear that it's two people, and it's clear that they had this ongoing game or rivalry.
Perception cunning.
Nice. Okay. Haha, I'm using my other dice this time.
Did you find anything inside?
Something here.
The cat is being rude.
You should come in, I think.
I don't know.
Is there any hissing sounds coming from outside?
No.
That's good. I found something here. I'm not sure if it's glamorous. Wowie Maui. John, sorry, I should
Glamorous,
ask. I have a specialty in oaths.
Yes.
Oh! Okay. Wow.
Jesus.
5, 6, 7, 8 successes! Let's go. So I touch the wall and I'm like,
Yeet your other dice out the window now.
yeah, these are.
Throw them.
I know Kung Fu.
I like these better.
I had a dream last night that Scott and I were on top of a skyscraper in Paris, and we rolled off the roof. And then I woke up after
Damn.
plummeting through the air.
Were they just
So
not
anyway.
clicked in?
That'll do it.
That'll do it. What's a specialty? That's only
A double botch.
Classic crosshair.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all very incorrect.
What you see, actually, this is important. What you see is two children. One of them is Slua, the other one is an Ishu. And they're both giggling and laughing to each other. They're wearing clothes. Well, the Slua is wearing clothes that look like they come straight out of an Edwardian drama.
Sure.
Whereas the Ishu is wearing clothes that we're talking Dayglow jeans and wristbands. This is mid 80s.
Nice.
And they're playing another game of tic-tac-toe. And the Slua turns and says, "I'm winning this time." And the Ishu just shakes his head. No way. No way. I get to go first this time. They carve out the board using their little Sharpie marker on the wall, and for some reason, the Sharpie, by the way, hasn't faded. And as they play, they're discussing something. They're discussing a case. Well, I think that the Duchess was very kind in the way that she decided to dispatch of him. Marks with a 0, or a naught. Well, we understand that the Duchess is kind, but that doesn't mean that she had the right to do what she did and retroactively create a law and a cross. And this goes back and forth as they debate the right that this Duchess had to mete justice out on someone else. And then the Slua jumps up and down as she makes the final knot. There it is. I'm sorry. But we know what we have to do. And the issue doesn't seem upset about losing, but still marks the stars around on the outside. I guess not. Well, we're on our way. Let's go. And they both clasp each other's hands, and they pick up 2 identical daggers in their opposite hands. And then as they press them together, they vanish out of sight.
Oh, damn. Wow, okay. You know, naturally, like, there's... Every Cathane has a life unto themselves, and there's always all sorts of courtly drama, and... I mean, everyone has their own story, right? So it's not like I would just be able to be like, oh, 2 children, I know who they are. But I will ask, John, based on the time period, do I have any sort of historical knowledge of, like, attempts on a duchess's life from around that time? Like Eloise, who maybe was serving back in the... No.
Not back then.
That's a long time.
That's your intelligence grammar, please.
Guys, I'm rolling so much today.
Yes.
Yes. Grey mare. I have a few. Wow. Okay, 4 successes, and I'm never, ever changing these dice. Never washing these dice again.
There was, in fact, a duchess who was discovered to be corrupt in the Kingdom of Burning Sands in about 1985.
Sorry, I'm just taking a quick note.
She was stripped of her title. She became a baroness as opposed to a duchess, which is a pretty sizable downgrade. And she lived out the remainder of her relatively short changeling life just as a member of court. Perversely, the court that she used to preside over.
Oof. That would be very...
She fell to the forgetting about 2 years later.
Damn. I'd, like, withdraw my hand from the wall and start to head back out to Kyoko, who didn't want to come inside, so...
Kyoko's looking down at the cat, who has, at this point, halfway buried her shoe.
I'm going to crouch down near the cat again. I'm sorry, but I require her now. Is that all right? I've been trying to be polite with you. I will be removing her now. Perhaps we will see each other again. Do you come around here often? All right, let's go. Come along. And I stand up.
Why do we always have to encounter disreputable cats?
This is a good question. I've encountered many reputable chimera in the dreaming. It's odd indeed. Perhaps
Do you think this is the place?
I do.
Well, then, doesn't that mean we have to call everybody else?
I want you to come in if you don't mind. Just get a feel for the space.
She
invite
walks into the door.
Oh, Yoko.
Kenwin rises out of the chair that he is sitting in a parlor, essentially, when you enter the room. You can see that he has perfect little fingerling cucumber sandwiches that have been set out for him.
I eyeball the cucumber quickly. Does it look...
It looks fine.
Okay, good.
Stands up and he dips into a low bow.
Sir Kenwin,
Your Excellency,
it's lovely to see you again.
I'm impressed. You've made your move into a new station quite elegantly, if I may say so.
Thank you.
And he, takes your hand and brushes a kiss in like the centimeters above the hand kind of thing. And, yeah, basically. And presents you with a very small gift of a fossilized flower.
Oh, that's nice.
And then sits back down once you have sat and made the indication that it's okay, unless you want him standing.
No. Can I offer you any other refreshments?
Oh, no, this is, to be honest, this is refreshing compared to the last time that I was invited here.
Remind me what happened the last time he was invited here.
You weren't there.
Oh. Oh.
Granville was always very generous.
Ah, yes. And yet all I have to offer is cucumber sandwiches.
Believe me, I think I'll take the cucumber sandwiches over...
You don't know what's in the cucumber sandwiches.
Cream cheese.
Dill.
It's cocaine.
It's dill.
Oh, dill. Sorry. Very good.
over Mount Rushnose.
Oh my god. Like, how much cocaine did he have that every time someone showed up, he was like,
It's a big freehold, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That mountain that we saw the first time we were there always has that
Watch
much in
Scarface.
stock.
yeah, true. Thank you for meeting with me today. I'm going to get right to the point. I am looking to hire a seneschal.
And you wish me to find one for you.
That, right there. That's why I want you.
I'm confused.
I think you would be perfect.
Are there no up-and-coming Liam or Fiona? who-
You're the one that I would like to hold this post.
You're the one that I want.
You're the one that I want. He thinks for a second, and it's clear that there's just this puzzlement.
You doubt my choice.
It isn't that I doubt your choice, Your Excellency. It's that
You doubt my judgment.
perish the thought, Your Excellency.
You doubt yourself.
Am I to take this as an indication that you wish to keep an eye on me?
I don't see why I would need to keep an eye on you, do you?
I'm of an unseelie house. Traditionally, Liam and Neale have not necessarily been the best of friends.
I think it's time to change that. Don't you? This is some small gesture, but why not?
Autumn She. I always felt like I was lesser.
What?
Did you not ever feel that perhaps because the way that we have chosen to remain here, as opposed to returning to Arcadia first, did you ever feel that was the wrong decision?
Kenwin's Arcadian.
Yes.
Okay, good. So when he says we, does he
Oh,
mean
yeah.
he's
No,
talking about
being-
Arcadian?
He's being weird. I'm very deliberately making him weird.
Gotcha.
I also was confused.
I just wanted to make sure. Are you... What exactly are you saying?
I have no interest in seeking beyond what's in front of me. And this is behavior unbecoming of an Arcadian she. And so I'm asking you, as somebody who seems to be rooted here, as I am, do you ever feel like that was a mistake?
To be rooted here.
Here on this plane, that we're not constantly seeking our way back to a realm that may no longer want us.
I don't want it.
Then I accept.
Just like that.
You'll have to draw up the details of the contract. I don't know for how long you wish for me to remain in your service.
As long as you continue to serve faithfully and truly.
Done. Done.
Thank you. I'm very excited about this.
Excitement is a word that we could choose.
Oh.
I know that I don't have the contracts drawn up yet, but I'm going to call my husband in here because I have an idea that I want the two of you to hear. Shit. It's fine.
My husband for this thing.
And I need my husband and Kenwyn, and I can't tell you why.
You should go on
Patches.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Braum, have you let anyone else know at this point? Kyoko comes out and echoes that she feels she didn't get quite the same impression that you did because she doesn't have bonkers kenning, but
Apparently. No, but Kyoko and I sort of hopefully land on the fact that this could be the place, and I start making the calls.
you're going to have to call an architect first. And by an architect, I don't mean because we're going to build something here, but she knows more about this land than anyone else.
Right. You're right, of course. And then after that, if we've decided this is a suitable place, we'll see
Call
if we can
Zeron
get the break
last.
here.
I imagine that he's busy.
County.
Yes.
Got it.
He's probably up to 8 by now.
And then I call Patches. Think about it for a second.
Yo.
We have found a suitable location, I believe.
Where you at?
The mountain. A
That's
place of much mystery. and
So you're
wonder.
on the east side of the mountain at this
Right.
point. So like you were in Outremal and you basically went around
West.
the edge of it. So you're now closer to Westmount. It's so I could tell you exactly where it is, but imagine that it's kind of like so. There's like Westmount where it meets downtown, which is close to where the Spark is.
Right.
But if you go to the north of where Westmount ends, where it hits towards the mountain, there's actually pathways that kind of crisscross through there. Not that it's more kind of wooded, it's a little more out of the way, and it's not close to the tourist areas. It's kind of more for like locals to walk their dogs,
Right.
sort of area.
Okay. I do my best to describe to Patches how we got here. So, like, we went up the mountain from, yeah. And I describe the small stone building as well.
Kyoko sends you GPS coordinates of where she is.
Thank you. On my way. Anything I should bring?
Zima.
I do not know what. Sorry, I do not know what Zima is.
That's a vaguely alcoholic citrus drink that was popular back in the 80s.
Perhaps something to celebrate with.
There's no way you'll find Zima. Zima has been out of commission for a very long time. It was a joke.
You will have to explain it to me at some time. I'm not sure. I
At some time. Oh, I see what you mean.
I
See, there are
will
people
head
in chat who
over.
remember Zima.
I'll head over.
Yay!
By the time you get there, the cat has since wandered off. Unless you decide that you want to detain it for whatever reason.
No, I don't think we necessarily need a chimerical mascot, especially if it's not going to, like, be in love with me right away. Yeah. It's going to be like that, you know. You love when cats do that. You're like,
Tap
Could I ask you to roll me your perception alertness, please?
Ooh. I have dice.
1000corks.com. I love
that's
it.
That's I don't.
That is a lack of successes,
Oh no!
but not a botch.
Oh no!
Because I had one.
Failure. Du-du-du-du.
Thatches, don't you feel the magic in this place?
Nope.
It's like kind of creepy. It's like a little darker now.
This is
Definitely
Roll
haunted.
Kenning. I asked
It's
her to roll
alertness.
Oh, yep. Sorry. Yep. My mistake.
Okay,
I guess I
so
still say
yeah,
that.
you're
Roll
there.
for ghosts. Why do you want to live in a haunted freehold? You
It's
know?
not haunted.
So,
They did their murders elsewhere.
Chimera brought you here?
It led us here, indeed.
Yeah, I guess it's normal enough for people to come here occasionally.
If we're discreet about arriving only in small groups, I
Yeah,
imagine that would be all right.
maybe save the weddings for the spark.
I think so.
Or no more after the last two. Anyway,
You mean I can't get married again?
you can get married as many times as you want. Let's just not do it at the spark. I mean, we could try that. I'm sure it would still fuck up. So,
The next step, if we are all agreed, and I will make sure that the other members of the braid are here as well. If we are all agreed, the next step will be to create.
You hear footsteps
Oh God!
approaching.
Sweet Jesus! It's a ghost! I yeet my sword.
I light a cigarette and act casual.
Coming out from the woods is a boggin. The boggin is
Oh.
dressed in cut off overalls.
That is a look. That's awesome.
So it's
Like
just
Oshkosh.
overalls. There's no undershirt
Oh, wow.
or anything like
Okay.
that. Cut off at the mid thigh, and she's moving barefoot through bracken
What's her appearance, John?
too.
Not the right guy.
I do.
Well, hi.
Good morning.
This is private property.
Is it?
Oh, we didn't notice any signs. We were just enjoying a walk.
So, first of all, no, it's not.
No. Yeah. Okay. Also, is there something here that we can help you with?
No, just wanted you to know.
Who does it belong to?
Not you.
Oh. But you won't tell us so that we can speak with them.
Just being a kind neighbor.
Neighbor, you live around here?
Nope.
Interesting way of describing yourself, then.
The cat that was there before jumps out of the bracken and just leaps up into her arms and just nuzzles into her chest.
Oh, I see how.
And
it's
she
gonna
starts stroking the top of its head with one finger.
be. I see.
This whole side of the mountain isn't yours.
Whose is it?
I have permission from the Countess of Cross's Shadow to establish a freehold.
Oh, I understand. Do you mind providing me a writ?
I will have to obtain one.
I can wait.
That is good. Perhaps I can know to whom to address the writ.
Oh, no.
It's going to make it very difficult to get one.
A writ isn't have to be addressed to who you're presenting it to.
That is a good point.
I'm sure it won't take long. I could stay here. Do you have another?
It's fine, Braum. I think Sophia gave me a stack of documents. Let me see what I've got.
She pulls out a crumpled pack of cigarettes that is clearly empty. I'm out. Do you mind?
Pass her a cigarette, my lighter.
So she lights one up and then
Take
she
the lighter back.
just leans back
This is mine.
next to the.
And I'm going to head back to my car and pull out one of my sheets of goblin parchment.
Goblin parchment!
Oh, shit.
An attempt to forge an official-looking document. It's not like this person knows what Sophia's handwriting looks like.
Okay.
It's really good, though.
Oh my god, yeah. It's okay.
But
Patches
goblin
is an
parchment, you know,
architect.
upon reading, it'll.
Yep.
All right. Why would a writ be written on goblin parchment?
Should they not be?
Well, because then you show it to one person and
It's
there's no
done?
evidence it existed.
Yeah, okay, then I'll use regular paper.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
I mean, I'm not
Fine.
trying to rain in your parade, but like, she'd read it, it'd go up, and then be like, oh, I guess you don't have a written anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, if she were an asshole.
She's sure not giving that
That's
impression.
a good
Yep.
point, actually.
So are you
Alright.
guys just starting my reign as countess with like forged documents?
Oh, it's okay.
Technically.
It's cool. She's my friend.
Oh. Oh, I see.
It would take so much longer to go back to you and ask you to sign a stupid document. You've got better things to do with your
It's
time.
legalities, so yeah.
Gave us-
Corruption.
God damn it,
starts-
y'all.
Sweet stuff.
I
didn't even do it.
What's
Trying to
the
go
rule
back.
for forging this document?
For
Oh,
forgery?
I'll ask you
Yeah.
for it.
This is Braum's
Sorry.
fault. This is Braum's doing.
It's just more
Yeah,
that I
wow, they
don't-
just eliminated everything. It would be expression, actually.
Oh, rip. Expression and
Dexterity expression.
dex expression. Well, I have steady hand. I'm going to spend a point of willpower. That is difficulty.
Like you said, she doesn't necessarily know the handwriting, so I'll say it's 5.
Okay. Well, then 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
All right, so you produce it. And she takes a look at it, and she looks up at you, and she looks up at you. And she has a look at the very definite braid that you're probably carrying. I don't imagine you have long sleeve. Well, you do, but you probably have your braid showing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I try to have my braid showing at all times.
Oh God, Braum, we're in public.
It's the best
I
place
see.
for a braid. Yes.
And then she reaches down the front of her overalls, but on the outside in like the big Oshkosh bagosh pocket,
What a dude. Yeah.
pulls it out,
Damn.
and then it looks very old. Like this piece of paper is hundreds of years old. And she hands it to Patches. You
Okay.
just be careful and
Delicately. Open it.
in a very spidery scrawl in French. In fact, you're actually going to need to like.
Is it Old
really-
French?
Yeah, it's Old French. So, but it's decipherable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a
But
little
like it's just like
Latinier.
they kind of like, and it's written in that very elaborate script. That's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I'm sure they're being paid by the letter, so they're getting inventive.
And it indicates that this area is the domain of the Countess Viara, Viara.
Well, it would seem that Baroness Sophia Countess? Fuck. I was like, which one's higher now? She's been everything. Check
Thank
them all.
you.
Countess Sophia must not have been made aware of this.
I appreciate that this puts you in an awkward position, but this shows that her claim is illegitimate. So, unless you have a legitimate claim, you are free to fuck off, both of you. Thank you very much. And the cat just is like,
So, this Countess Viara, it's odd that we haven't heard word of her.
she's dead.
And to whom did she leave her lands?
And then she just reaches behind her back. And she puts her hands and clasps them there. Seeing as how you're already trying to present me with an unfaithful writ, I'm going to have to ask you to leave without answering any more of your questions. Get the fuck off and go back to where you came from.
I would like to look closer at this document.
Well, she took it back.
Oh, okay.
Unless you like.
I
specifically
hadn't handed it
Okay.
back
Well,
yet.
then
So
she has her hand out to
I'm
like.
gonna look at it more closely.
Okay. That's a intelligence greymare roll at a difficulty of 9.
Spend another. Well,
The cat turns and presents its rusty sheriff's badge.
Oh wow. My dice hate me.
No.
Lack of successes, but I did have a 9, so I will not botch. But I don't know, because I have 2 1s, a 9, and then the willpower.
Then
That
that's
still
a
counts as
failure.
0?
You didn't-
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had 2 successes and 2
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. Mm.
I don't think we need to be enemies. Do you?
I didn't say we were enemies. I did say that you weren't allowed here and you can fuck off.
I just find it really difficult to understand on whose power you are making these demands.
Phone picture, and hand it back.
Your phone can't take a photo of this.
Oh, okay. It is
Oh,
a chimerical
damn.
thing.
Right.
It's chimerical.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interesting.
You still get it
Are
back,
all
or you
yeah
still
yeah
get it?
are all chimerical documents made such that mortals can't read them?
A phone can't take a photo of something chimerical.
So it's a chimerical object.
Yes.
Okay. And is that standard practice
What do you mean by standard practice?
for documents?
They would typically
Yeah.
write on using
Okay,
chimerical
okay,
ink and on
okay.
chimera. I'm sorry, what was your question before?
I just simply wanted to know. You are invested in with the authority of this Countess Viara.
I'm not claiming any authority. I'm just telling you what's what. To get the fuck off my property before I start making
Oh,
you
so it
regret
is yours.
You've missed several hundred years of
Sorry.
history.
Get
to
the
not-
fuck off this property
Sure,
or
yeah.
I'll make you regret it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Patch is just ready to try to catch
we can
her.
go, but you should know I would like to return. Is it with you that I should negotiate the terms of this
I
building?
think you should just stay off this side of the mountain entirely.
You love this place.
No. Fuck off.
It means something to you, though, doesn't it?
She starts to draw a sigil in the ground. And I just totally kicked the camera.
Oh, we're
It's
still
okay, they're
pretty good.
fine.
Nailed it. I just raise my hands and I take a step back. We're leaving.
And she looks at Patches, who I also assume is probably going to put up more resistance than this.
Blam.
Patches draws her weapon.
I will bring this matter before the Countess.
You can tell whoever she is that she should also understand that she sits on her pretty chair at our pleasure.
And who can I specify as our?
She starts pulling Glamour up from the ground.
Whoop.
You can tell that she is about to cast a sovereign cantrip.
Okay.
Yikes. I don't need any of this.
Yep.
Is Kyoko making a move forwards or back? Like, I'm just curious.
Kyoko
She's-
is quietly hiding
Okay.
because that's what she does when things go bad.
That's true, yeah. I thought you were going to say just smirking at our, like, lack of... Anyway. I'm keeping an eye on her. And I'm going to continue to step back out of the building.
So she's holding on to it. Like the glamour is still like within her, but she hasn't let it out yet. But it's clear that that's what she's doing.
My name is Sir Braum Madsen ap Gwydion. I'm a member of the companionship of the Golden Braid. I assume this means nothing to you, but I would ask your name in return.
And then she lets her hands just relax slightly. And you can see the cabin-esque, the stone structure. It shimmers slightly and
Uh-oh.
then stops. I will not tell you my name. I am not required to tell you my name. I do not believe that you have jurisdiction here. I do not believe that I have committed a crime. Get out, both of you, and tell the whelp who sits there what I said.
I bow my
That-
head.
It's yours?
Oh.
She starts walking away, like back in the forest.
What are we
from where she
telling?
came. She is not answering
Not
you. She's
answering you.
leaving.
What are we telling her?
We're telling her that it belongs to this Countess Viara, and that this young woman is to let us know that it is not ours. I don't like it much either, but if I'm being honest, Patches, I
I
As she
assume
disappears
that
into the forest, she's pulling out a phone, and she's calling somebody.
oh boy.
Do I follow her?
I mean, I'm certainly curious if she's headed somewhere nearby.
Okay. She goes around behind the shed for a second, and then this tiny little white rabbit just goes and runs off into the brush. Her stuff is now on the ground.
Oh, right. Thank you.
I didn't think old Countess long dead could outrank a current Countess.
I don't think so.
I don't think that an old Countess long dead could outrank a Duke.
Your
Or
phone
a high
rings,
queen.
Patches.
I pick it up.
Who the fuck is Viara?
Context?
I've just been given some sort of eviction notice.
Context, please?
Jesus Christ. Braum's quest for a new freehold brought us
Did
somewhere.
Braum fuck this up?
No,
Get him
apparently
here.
I did because I didn't kowtow to some random fucking child who walked up and told us to fuck off.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Some boggin fucking ran up to us and told us that we weren't allowed to be there because of some ancient, long-dead Countess Viara.
This entirely way too pleasant redcap shows up and just puts this in an envelope on the bar and leaves.
It's quite the network they've got going there.
We're headed back in your direction.
Bring Braum with you.
We are headed back. Click.
Is it? Was it sister?
Yes, I'm calling Sophia.
Zeron and Kenwyn are speaking with you. What was it that you were speaking?
Right.
We can go there. This is before the phone call shows up.
Excellent. First of all, I tell Zeron the excellent news that Sir Kenwyn has accepted.
I'm pleased to see that you've seen Reason. Reason had nothing to do with it, but an adventure I'll take.
Well, you're certainly going to get one here.
Oh.
Tends to find us.
I see.
Now, when Countess Ware was last here, she told me an idea that she'd had, and it's stuck with me ever since. It's an idea of essentially engaging mortals to be a sort of task force to help us keep an eye on the city. I thought we could establish a residency here for artists. This would allow them to remain enchanted for longer periods of time. They'd be near the balefire.
He snaps open his little valise that he carries with him. He pulls out a notebook and, with a very practiced, effortless flip, it comes open and then he draws out a very nice, tiny little miniature quill from the spiral.
Great. This is awesome.
We're going to have to make it legitimate. If we don't have an actual residency program available, then mortals won't ever bite because you will
Exactly.
look like a scam. We can run it through the universities. I have some people there that I could call upon. we're going to have to specifically detail whether this is fine arts or whether this is going to be applied. Were you looking for writers or were you looking for artists who work in a different field?
Oh, I'd like to have both.
All right, well, we'll see if we can arrange to have multiples. We can still do it under one specific title. Is there someone who you wish to name this after?
Oh, I'll have to think about that.
All right, we'll get a name sorted out, and then he just starts slamming like, okay, so we'll have to get this set up specifically. So we'll set this up as a nonprofit. We'll get a certain amount of seed money set up in it, but of course, because this isn't about payoff as it is so much residency, room, and board, which we already have arranged, we don't necessarily have to worry about that, but we are going to make sure that the taxes will reflect this sort of thing. And we might even be able to have you come out ahead of the game because now blah, 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 blah. And it just seems like he has bureaucracy
Yes.
down to a T.
Thank God. I would like it if we could offer them some kind of financial compensation for this.
We are
Because
providing the room
in
and
theory,
board.
they might be providing us with dross. Maybe.
All right. We'll see about an honorarium that we can present them. And of course, we will, if there's any of their work that ends up being marketable that we are able to distribute or sell, then we'll make an arrangement to make sure that they get a fair share of the profits.
Yes, thank you. And she looks at Kenwyn. Not Kenwyn, Zeron. What do you think?
I think he's the missing piece of the puzzle.
You could recruit your students. Well, some of them. If
The
they
good
might be
ones.
interested. If they might be interested.
I have a few
I threw a
students who are there for the
dinosaur.
credits, and that's it.
I know a few as well.
Your phone rings.
Hello?
Hi, sorry to bother you, but there seems to be some Countess Viara who has some boggin claiming to own half of the mountain, and we aren't allowed, and apparently instantaneously sent a red cap to the Spark with some notes about him not being being evicted.
What were you doing on the mountain, Patches?
Braum was on his quest,
I can handle this one.
Oh, so Braum was looking
and
for
he thought he found a
freehold,
perfect spot, and he called me over.
and it was occupied, and maybe
We're
you both
headed
were
back
a bit
to the Spark.
stubborn about that.
She was rude. She refused to give her name. The
Hashtag
document
rude
is
dude.
ancient. She did admit that this Countess Viara is long dead. I'm gonna see if I can get any intel from the Duke. Perhaps he has some record of this Countess.
Can you spell her name?
Viara.
I write it down, and I show it to Zeron and Kenwyn while I'm on the phone.
Both Zeron and Kenwyn are like,
Nobody's heard of her here.
All right, we're headed to the Spark. I'll keep you posted.
I can meet you there.
All right.
Click! Yay! Hanging up phones like in the movies.
Yeah.
Hello.
I have no idea who this is.
I need to find out what house she's with.
Nadael.
I was warned against Baylor.
Isn't that the sort of thing that you tell children at night before they go to bed?
I was told this by a duke before I became countess.
You perhaps may have inherited a problem.
Well, he was very forthcoming about this, and yet I accepted all the same, so that's on me.
Ah. I'm going to see what I can do to get this initiative started. If you'll excuse me.
Kenwyn, we haven't yet signed any contracts. If this is all too much, just say the word. I understand.
I don't make it a habit of offering my services until I'm ready to perform them. Believe me, there's some interest. By your leave, Your Excellencies. And he stands up and he snaps his valise closed after dropping his.
Just classed up the joint like
Yeah, I
so
agree.
much.
And he
No.
pulls his vest a little tighter around him, and he turns and he walks away. But he takes a moment, and you see that he diverts into the kitchen and thanks Aubrey for the cucumber sandwiches before he leaves.
Class act is Kenwin.
I don't know why I
Who
decided
would I
Paxton
speak
hates
to
him.
about like setting up a room and office for him? Because it would be
Anybody.
him, but in his.
Anybody, you could just tell somebody like, oh, well, you get that office ready for him.
I'll just make sure that's arranged.
Sure. You remember taking drama classes like Edwardian?
Yeah.
And, like, you're never supposed to acknowledge that there's any kind of help at all. Like, if
Yeah.
somebody comes up and gives you something, you're supposed to like take it without even looking or thanking. Yeah, he doesn't do that.
Good.
That's good. That's nice.
So you head back to the Spark.
With Zeron, hopefully.
Come this way. I'm gonna
You're both heading back there.
text Duke Granville. Can I bend your ear for a moment and
Hang you
perhaps bend your ear a little longer later on?
Can I bend your appendage after
Oh,
midnight?
yeah.
You have his little pointy ears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like those like door stopper thingies.
Oh wow.
That's really weird.
Aragorn's. I love Aragorn's theory, by the way, that Braum was the villain all along between Braum and Kenwyn. Kenwyn, bureaucratic master, swordsman, polite, enthusiastic, true to his word. Braum, thrice married, forgetful, repeatedly in situations where he must consider murdering people to save them.
was one-
Kingslayer.
Like that was one time. Also, we're gonna talk about this later. Aragorn. If you recall, it was a perfect storm of Aiel and Gwydion drawbacks, house drawbacks.
You mean Elened?
No.
Or are you referring to the
Kenwyn.
Kingslayer? Or are you, oh, the
No,
Ken-
I'm referring to
Kenwyn. All right. The Duke calls you.
Sorry to disturb you in the middle
I'm
of the
sorry. This is not the Duke. I should. It's Fox. Hi. How are you doing?
Fuck.
day.
I'm sorry, but I have the Duke's phone today. He's busy.
All right. Well, if you can pass along that I just need a minute of his time for some intel.
Intel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you wouldn't believe that I would allow an illustrious knight of House Dougal to be without intel for more than a second. What can I get for you? I'll pass along the other part of the message later. Don't worry.
I'll remember to stop texting him. Thank you for that. We're looking.
He doesn't know I have his phone.
I'll also make sure that he knows that.
I'm a pisky. What do
The
you want from me?
Countess Viara.
Viara.
Viara. Viara.
There isn't a countess by that name operating anywhere in Concordia.
Yes, well, perhaps the Duke remembers someone by that name. She is apparently
Hold
passed away.
on. And then you hear footsteps and you hear like tuneless whistling. And then a door opens up and you can hear water jets.
Nice.
Your Grace, I've got somebody on the phone here
Really
for you.
hard life for Duke Granville.
There's two parts to the message. Do you wish to hear them both?
No.
I'll take the phone. Thank you, foe.
Oh.
It's Fox, Your Grace. And he...
Christ.
Hello?
Sorry to disturb you.
Oh, you're not disturbing me.
I didn't realize Fox had taken your phone.
I hadn't realized either. And then in the background, you just hear...
So, Countess
What a
Viara has claimed that
Who's
half,
Countess Viara?
half of the mountain is hers. Apparently long dead. It was
Oh.
written in Old French.
Oh.
Young Boggin told us to go away in no uncertain terms.
I
And
can't discuss this.
can you discuss it with the Countess Sophia? Is there?
Tell her.
Mm,
Yes, I can. May I speak with her?
just a moment. I'm not with her, but I can call forward you. Boop.
Would you like me to walk in at
Hold.
this moment?
Boop, boop, boop. No, we're like driving back, so I'm just gonna like
Oh.
call forward you. Boop.
Hello?
I'm hanging up now. Click.
Do you
Why
actually
did you-
hang up?
Yeah.
You don't like just mute yourself? and,
No,
like,
I'm
sit
not
down
sure
and-
whether like it's an oath where he's not allowed to talk about stuff.
Oh, that would be so bad.
I don't want to fuck him up by that.
We're
Like,
having
no.
an affair.
That wasn't a name that I anticipated hearing.
So you've heard of it?
Viara is a long, long time ago. Hundreds of years.
I am making an assumption about the house to which she belongs.
The silence over the phone is
Ah.
very loud. And by very loud, I mean water jets and a laughter of a pisky.
Oh, God, he's still
He's
there?
laughing, eh?
Of course.
That's weird.
What can I do?
I had hoped that the claim wouldn't be brought forward.
Well, I didn't account for Braum trying to move into one of their freeholds.
It isn't Braum. It's you.
I did this.
Technically, it's me.
Oh, well,
I could prevent things from happening for as much as I tried to arrange certain alliances, and all of that is done now. I assume that they believe that because you are new and because you are Liam, that they have a more sympathetic claim.
I assume they think my claim is illegitimate.
Your claim is illegitimate because they believe that all claims were illegitimate, including mine.
I'm going to contact Baron Velen again.
Careful.
We met once. He was agreeable.
I wouldn't go alone.
I won't.
Good luck.
Thank you, Your Grace.
And then, no, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Your Grace, if it falls into the water, then it will only last for 30 minutes before it's become unusable. I'll take the risk, thank you. Your Grace, it would murder my soul to see this phone. And then the phone cuts out.
Like he lives in a castle. Like he could like take anything. Do you know what I mean? I love it.
If I'm still in the car, I'm going to call the number that I have for Baron Velen.
Baron.
I'll just knock shit around. Why not?
Yeah.
I almost knocked Alyssa's off the table just now too.
Gasp!
I know.
I don't know how
It's
it's
the
migrated
cat.
over to your side. I apologize.
It's that cat chimera. It's like getting into us all. And we just want to like knock things.
I'll bring another one. A cat then.
Hello?
Hello, this is the Countess Sophia calling for Baron Velen.
It'll be just a second.
Thank you.
Would you like some hold music?
No, thank you.
Damn. And then you just hear footsteps. Hello.
My lord?
Yes.
Ah. Lord
I
Velen.
feel like half this game has just been like, yep,
Just
that's
been-
the correct title.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Lord Velen, I'm sorry our meeting was cut so short the other month. I've been hoping for another opportunity to meet. Do you have time soon?
I am, of course, at your disposal. At any time.
Would you feel comfortable meeting me at the Spark? I'm on my way there now. If that's too soon, we can meet at Heart's Light.
It would be my pleasure and honor, Your Excellency, to meet you at the Spark. I shall be there shortly.
Wonderful. We'll see you soon.
She didn't want the whole music click. And by click, I mean just end.
Yeah, there's no click
disappointing.
anymore. You're just like, did they hang up?
How to get a freehold when it's already occupied
By the
very
time you get up
rude
to the
people.
top floor, Zister practically flings the envelope with a piece of paper at you. And he goes back and he sits in one of his recliners, the one that is now his absolute favorite. And it leans back with a slight whisper as it just... Again,
That's
in a
a
very
whisper.
spidery scrawl. It looks like it's a copy, though. This is like a photocopy, or
Okay.
as much of a chimerical photocopy as you can get. The same one that deems that the lands on the island in the river belong to Countess Viara and has eminent claim over them. And then another letter that says that the stewardship of Zisterflex in the freehold, colloquially known as the Spark, has been appreciated but is no longer required and has been asked to vacate the premises within 3 days.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Fucked.
Stone cold.
yeah. That's gonna be a no from me. For whatever that's worth.
It's not signed by anybody. It's just a letter.
Just so rude.
It's weird that it's not signed by anyone. There's no seal,
No seal, no signature.
So
no
rude.
crest,
No,
house
crest,
crest.
no nothing. Which also means that as a legal document, it's pretty fucking lame.
Yeah, it doesn't really hold any water.
No, it shouldn't.
Hi, Kenwin. Bureaucracy 5? Deal with
Hey.
this.
I got charmed for this.
I did.
Oh, sweet. Sister, I'm sorry you got dragged into this.
Sister.
What the fuck is this?
I think it has something to do with the fact that I am now overseeing this county. There's been a power shift, and some people may see this as an opportunity.
What sort of an opportunity is it? This is mine. I was deeded this place.
They don't view it that way.
Well, they can piss off.
I'm sure we'll tell them so much.
Was it a pisser who told you this? And then from the kitchen you hear, hey! Pissers don't even know when they need to shut up.
I invited Baron Velen of House Baylor to come here and speak with
Ew.
us.
Rude. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he is being rude.
He is.
When isn't he?
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go.
He will be my guest, coming into your freehold. I'm vouching for him. He might be able to help us.
Oh.
Or maybe he'll make it worse. Who knows?
Oh, that's how we're going to rule these days. Who knows?
Isn't that
And
how
then-
we've been operating up to this point?
Zeron says, if you don't mind, Zister, this message has no legal bearing at all, so this is clearly a misunderstanding. You don't need to worry about it. Why don't we go outside and you can show me how to weave baskets? I don't know.
And this is why he's the count.
And Zister looks at Patches. Are you dealing with this?
I will. What does the letter say? Like, look at it. Great.
Cool.
I'm going to be very honest with you. This sucks.
Yep.
I don't want my freehold to deal with this. I want to weave baskets.
Just go weave baskets
Baskets?
with Lord Zeron, all right?
Do you need a third for the
I'm
basket?
gonna
No,
weave a
you are going to
tactical
stay
basket.
here because you tried to occupy a freehold, and now we're in this mess, Braum.
I was exploring a space that is not a freehold. that
And then
is-
when someone said you were trespassing, what did you do?
I tried to gather more information
Oh my
about
God.
whose lands I was trespassing upon. Countess Sophia Applium. My apologies for
That's
being
the
so
snarkiest
rude.
thing you've ever said to me, Braum.
The elevator doors start, or
always
sorry, the
love
elevator.
your
You can see the indicator of the elevator is now returning to the bottom of the shaft.
Braum immediately becomes that sweating guy in the meme. I don't know.
Were you both here when I
Comic, it's just
informed
like-
Sister that Baron Velen is on his way?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. Excellent. Also, I made Sir Kenwyn my seneschal. What a full day we're having.
An interesting choice.
Just make sure he promises to do things for you. He'll stick to that,
We're drawing up contracts.
regardless of the goodness of the people he serves.
This is going to be the biggest tack basket that you've ever seen. And Zister, like, seizes Zeron by the hand and starts dragging him out into the garden. It's clear that he has zero interest or desire to see Velen.
Zeron or Zister?
Zister.
Right.
Zeron's being very tactful.
No, which is good.
So I should
need
keep my
someone like
mouth
him.
shut when Velen
This is going to be the closest we can get to finding information about
The elevator starts going up.
this house. About what is going on.
Do we know?
We need him to be sympathetic to us.
Ding!
Do we know if the
And there is a man dressed in a white suit. But not the same suit.
Ah.
It's slightly different. This one is only single-breasted.
Oh, sure.
And he's appearance 6 or 7 again, I can't remember.
I feel like he was 7. I can.
I
check.
definitely wrote it down.
Don't get caught. It was episode 127.
Yes, he is.
App 7,
he's
yes.
appearance 7.
App 7.
Wowie.
Still.
I also have that note.
Baron
most
Velen,
important note.
thank you. Thank you for meeting us on such short notice. I really appreciate it. This is Sir Braum ap Gwydion and Lady Patches ap Dougal, Steward of the Spark. May I present Baron Velen?
Enchanté, I say as I bow.
Ooh.
I could be francophone. Fuck off.
You're not, but okay.
Perhaps I'm trying a disguise on Sophia.
Oh, Jesus, why?
Je l'apprécie, monsieur. Est-ce qu'on va parler en français ici ou en anglais?
Whatever is more comfortable to you.
Then we'll speak in English. Could you actually roll me your
Yeah.
Jesus.
manipulation? Can I see a sheet?
There's an expression. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, expression.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's expression.
Oh,
6?
feel my shoulder.
Sure.
It's so hot from the sunburn.
Actually,
I have
it is-
some aloe
I
if you
was
want
like saying,
some.
but like,
Because I went out walking this afternoon.
walking?
It's
Went
to
for
say
a
I was
turn
a
about the
loser.
room.
No, it was to say I was speaking another language.
Oh,
French.
language.
This is actually a LARP sign.
Yeah.
And this specifically means I'm speaking in a language that is not the one that I'm speaking. It's because you may know how to speak another language, or you might just want to say, like, I'm speaking in code, and so if you hear this, you shouldn't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. 2 successes for what it's worth.
Okay, so your French accent's decent.
Okay.
Better than mine.
Can I offer you some refreshments?
I would much appreciate what we are going to discuss today.
Please.
And he sits down in a recliner, and there's this sort of amused look on his face, like, oh, we're slumming it today.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Why did I ask to meet here?
He also hasn't taken his sunglasses off.
Right.
All right, him.
He's got the Cyclops disease, right? The
No,
Scott Summers thing.
closer. Cyclops.
Wait. Yeah.
So Cyclops, as in like he like shoots lasers out of his eyes, or the fact that he has one eye.
No, lasers out of his eyes.
Okay, doesn't do either of
Scott
those,
Summers.
but yes.
It was close. They're on fire.
I think it's best that Sir Braum and Lady Patches explain to you an incident that occurred earlier today.
I am all ears.
And we're wondering if you might know somebody who can help us.
Of course.
Thank you.
I have been granted permission from the Countess to find a suitable location for a new freehold here in the county of Cross's Shadow, a task about which I am very excited, my lord.
Yes, such an undertaking would be excitable.
We discovered what may be a suitable location on the mountain, and were approached by a young boggin who, in no uncertain terms, told us that this part of the island or that part of the island was under the authority of one Countess Viara.
Oh dear.
Disappointing, to be sure. She presented a letter to that effect, but the letter is several hundred years old.
You need not feel disappointed, don't worry. I'll make all the arrangements.
What arrangements?
To ensure that you're allowed to proceed with your attempt to create a freehold on the mountain.
But who is the Countess Viara?
She's dead. She's been dead for quite some time.
But she holds a claim upon this island.
It is a silly thing, but there are some Fae who live on this island who believe that it still belongs, according to the chain of command, to someone else. My apologies, Countess. It's really a rather dreadful thing, isn't it?
Well, we cannot have freeholds served with eviction notices such like this that are in no way legally binding and do not even tie themselves to any particular house.
It strikes of cowardice, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
I'd like to roll for this to see if he's being sincere.
Yeah, that's right. I was just thinking.
Oh,
that,
you can do your Gwydion
No,
thing.
'cause it's
So, but
not-
that's two different things.
It is, because I don't. think
You
he's
are
lying.
seeing if he's lying.
But yeah, I'd like to. Try.
You are seeing whether his
Concern is
concern
genuine.
is legitimate.
Yeah.
So I will have both of you roll,
more
and
interesting.
both of your difficulties will be 9.
Woo!
See.
Does this have to do with insightful?
No.
Okay, and I'm spending a willpower.
Yeah, me too. I just love a good risk, man. Just never put me in a casino.
Good
You know?
risk.
So if you love a good risk, why are you spending willpower?
Because
that
it's-
reduces your risk.
I know it's just.
Ixnay.
It's nay on the ought spending.
Wow. Well, it's no successes, but it is not a botch.
Okay.
I, on the other hand, got 3 successes.
Great job.
He is telling the truth.
Yes, so useful.
Damn it!
Is the other? I actually thought that would be much more useful.
Balls.
Yeah.
It would have been
Sorry, dude.
if I hadn't.
It's a simple
walked
act of cowardice, and I will do whatever I can to make sure that this does not occur.
Now, how can I help you with this?
Oh, believe me, you have enough on your plate.
It's not fair to put such a burden on you.
I just have to
Getting tricksy.
make sure that there are more than a few scowls placed in the right direction.
Oh, I see. It seems like there's a good portion of the population here that do not know me. They certainly don't respect the fact that I am the Countess here.
Well, there is a difference between knowing you and understanding you.
Well, how can I remedy that?
I'm afraid in that matter, I don't really know if I'm the right person. I am somewhat of a recluse.
Oh, but you seem to know so many people. You just said a few scowls placed in the right direction.
Well, the claims that Viara have do follow back down to me. But of course it's ludicrous, isn't it?
The claims fall back down to you.
Well, yes, she is my ancestor.
Oh.
And so why would a young boggin be seemingly protecting your claim without your permission?
There's a certain cult of personality that's propped up around me, and I assure you that it is most ghastly indeed.
I'd like
I
to roll
believe
on
that
that.
they take my. I'm sorry. What do you?
I'd like to roll on whether he actually thinks it's ghastly.
Yeah, sure. That's a perception subterfuge, difficulty 9.
I'm spending a willpower.
I thought you might.
Subterfuge, I'm a Dougal now, so I suck more.
Yay!
I used to be almost good.
It used to be.
I don't know. That pool is
3
still good.
successes, because I spent that
Nice.
willpower.
He definitely believes that this is like he is displeased with what's happened.
Okay. Oh shoot! Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You see,
Could you do mine too?
there are those who believe that my living in seclusion is not a choice, but it most certainly is. And as much as I've occasionally tried to convince them that I am not put upon, they do take matters into their own hands occasionally. It really is gauche, isn't it? But as a recluse, I don't exactly speak to them all that often, do I?
Oh, it's such a shame to be so out of touch with those who hold you in such high esteem.
But my privacy is paramount. I wish not to interact with them.
You have enemies, don't you?
Enemies?
We met 3 of them after our meeting.
Oh, that unpleasantness.
Yes.
I suppose we all have enemies.
3 Guru.
Is that what they're called?
It is. They believe you to be an agent of the worm.
Beastly things, aren't they?
We had a very polite conversation with them afterwards, actually.
Well, then you're certainly more polite than I am.
I assured them that you meant them no harm.
I would have given them quite the tongue lashing if I were given the opportunity.
I think they would have done the same back to you and would have been much pointier.
Pointy tongues.
Pointy teeth
Claws.
and claws.
Well, may I see the letter one more time, please? Right, this is the proclamation at Oshlaga. I'll see if I can trace its source.
Sorry. Yep.
If you'll excuse me for just 1 second, and he pulls out a phone that has a case of that looks like it's plated in gold, and he
Look at me, I'm so rich.
That's so crazy.
Says the person
he
who owns
sends
a
a
Lambo.
text and then just slides the phone back into his pocket.
He hasn't removed his sunglasses or anything. Like
Oh, never.
He could just yeah. Okay. I'm just checking. Well,
I've sent a few messages. I will get the word out. As it stands, I am aware of the mountain, as it were. These Garu, they spend their time on one side of it. The other side is where you were?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, I do know the Boggin in question. I will give her very strict instructions to no longer speak on my behalf. Would that please, Your Excellency?
And the freehold?
Well, that's certainly none of my concern. The land doesn't belong to me, after all, right?
Do you have your
But if your
heart set on that
followers think it
freehold, Braum?
does, then as much as you may instruct that one Boggin, wouldn't others eventually show up?
As I said, a few scowls in the right direction. They'll leave you alone, and you can proceed.
I do have my heart set on it.
And as for this place, I wouldn't dare dream to steal it. Even if I wanted to. Do you think that I would stand against the illustrious Zista Flex? All of Knockerdom would crash down around my ears. Am I correct, Lady Patches?
Something like that, yes.
Oh, forgive me, and he looks absolutely like Dame Patches. I'm so terribly sorry.
Oh, shoot.
That's-
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I fucked that up,
That's
too.
okay.
Sophia
I just call
wouldn't
you
have.
Sophia,
Liz
like,
just
fuck
did.
it.
Oh, no, he
Yeah.
did say,
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying,
Yeah.
like, he absolutely called you Lady Patches and then reverted.
I certainly appreciate your candor and your willingness to resolve conflicts.
It is so important for us to remain friends, isn't it?
Yes.
I only,
There's far too much at stake. After all, we could all use more friends.
Indeed. Would you like to have dinner at Heart's Light this week?
I suppose that would be appropriate. Yes, shall we say Wednesday?
Yes. What shall I have us prepare?
I have a rather specific diet.
I'm sure we can accommodate. What is it?
I shall forward the information on to your... do you have a...
A seneschal?
That would do.
Sir Kenwyn, App, I yield. Abayo.
Kenwin. I shall pass it along to Kenwin.
Thank you. Unripened grapes. Exclusively.
Yes, I'm afraid that I'm going to need them dropped into my mouth individually. And they must be seeded, but someone must carve the seed out first.
That can be arranged, but it must be Braum who does it. He's got a thing.
Braum, let's see how many you can get in my mouth from across the room.
Yeet. I stick them all on the end of Whisper, and then I just...
Yep. Whoop.
Yes.
No, I would never.
Well, now that that's settled, is there anything else that I can do for such illustrious company?
No, and we thank you.
By your leave, Your Excellency, I shall return to my hole in the ground.
See you on Wednesday.
Sir Braum,
Thank you.
Dame Patches.
They just bow. I
And he
helped save his life.
he
so.
withdraws, walking back, and when he takes just the slightest gesture as he pulls a fountain pen out of his pocket and uses it to push the button so that the elevator goes down.
So, I have a question.
Is this Braum or is this Scott?
No, this
Could
is
you
Scott.
see? Did you drop the E? All up in this bitch. Oh, your hair feels like music.
Hydrate, bro.
Right in the gooch.
I've got to hydrate if you're...
Did we finish the bottle of wine?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, really, this is happening.
Dun, 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 dun.
I need drugs to do that.
Break portion of our episode, apparently.
Zzz, 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 zzz.
Once a dresser, always a dresser.
And dresser.
Whereas I'm just a chest of drawers.
A chest of drawers full of changeling blood? Because we got that.
We
If
got
that's his
that.
dietary restriction, we are
we-
fucking set.
I mean, horrible, but like, yeah, I guess we do.
I knew that would come in handy eventually.
So what's
Yeah.
going on?
I think he leaves and we're all just like this. Ugh.
I appreciate his candor.
Cool. I guess he's going to look at people.
I can't
know.
tell
Look at people.
if he means it or not.
I think he does.
Seems to.
It worries me that there are those out there that would defend him and his house and his claim.
But you realize that him saying with such grandeur, "Oh, don't worry, I'll see that my people don't bother you again," is a power play in and of itself. We
Oh,
can't
yeah.
have this.
Why would he have not seized power when he had the opportunity?
Do we just let the guru know where he is?
It wouldn't solve anything. It would make him a martyr, and his people would rally. Well, besides, he hasn't done anything against
Not if
us.
he was in two
But-
pieces. Yep.
I need to get to know him better,
Have a nice dinner.
because he could be an excellent ally. He could be. We just don't know what he wants or where he stands.
I agree. I agree.
I want to pay $1 million for one night with your husband. Indecent proposal too, Baylor style.
Sarah?
I think that can be arranged.
I believe he did.
Yeah. Well, he sent a representative
Right, yes.
whose name I don't remember.
Yes, he sent a representative who said that he was going to swear on the Baron's behalf.
Right.
Which is kosher, I think. I don't see why it wouldn't be kosher.
I think so, especially because we had Guru in attendance, so I'm not surprised he didn't show up on his own. I did not roll to see if his ignorance was legitimate in terms of knowing the Guru.
No, it's fine.
There's a recorded record of all the things that you checked. Don't worry, you can go back.
The guru named him a Fomorian,
Yes.
or one of their descendants. I, for one, Countess Sophia, am not concerned about this.
Oh, you're not concerned?
No, about that.
Oh, about him being a Fomorian.
Correct.
Me neither.
As you said, he is free to live his life as long as he does not harm or corrupt others. Certainly.
Indeed.
Braum, your phone rings.
Yes, hello, this is Braum.
Oh my god.
Are you aware of how difficult it is to break into my own home?
I wasn't actually.
It isn't.
Oh,
It is incredibly easy for me to break into my own home. The fact that I had to do it naked is another question.
you did.
You took my clothes and left.
No, Patches took your clothes, and I'm sorry. We
It's
had.
reprehensible of you to blame Patches in this situation.
No, it was me.
Would you like me to bring them to you?
No, I'm at home now and I've found new clothes.
Then I will burn these.
If you must. Why? Did you do something with them?
I turn away from my group of friends and I go, ew, gross.
Because if Patches did something with them, hold on to them.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Eidetic taste. I need to know this in case.
You eidetic taste
No.
my wife's sweat?
Why?
I've eidetic tasted you all. What if
What?
all I have is a piece of your clothing? And I need to find out if it's you.
Patches the bloodhound.
Actually, that
I'm
would be
ready.
good, because in Mazer's case, you never can tell.
You did. You licked his horn. I forgot. Sorry.
Oh, God.
Her name is Caitlin.
Is it?
Yes, the
With
body.
a C or a K,
C.
but a hard
Cousin.
sound.
And what did you?
Tastes like
how did
glitter.
you find that out?
I followed her to her house.
Did you get any information about bingo? Sorry.
Is it really bingo?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, that's amazing. Did you gain any information about? We have a bit more information now about what she might have wanted, but did you get a sense of whether she was living with others or alone?
I mean, she might be alone.
She lives alone. She is very protective of her telephone, and I can't get in range of it. The cat doesn't seem to belong to her, but she knows it.
I see.
And she has no claim over this area,
Now, how do you know that?
because no one does.
Really?
Well, other than Sophia, I suppose.
The Baron Velen of House Baelor told us that there are some who believe that the claim never truly left their house.
That I've never heard.
Right.
I can't imagine it would be legitimate.
No, but wars have been fought over less.
Please don't say that this is going to turn into a war. I thought this was just some boggin who has an underdeveloped sense of overall taste.
Honestly, Kyoko, I would rather drop this matter entirely than have this turn into a war.
Underdeveloped sense of overall taste is my Dixie Chicks cover band, which is
Very
now
good.
just the Chicks cover band.
Chicks, that's right.
But I really want that freehold, so, I can't let it go.
No, I think this is a turning point for Braum, actually.
That's it?
Yeah.
So is it?
Should go to war.
So what are we doing?
Baron Velen has...
Where are you?
I am at the Spark.
Okay, I'll just head there.
Naked?
No, I have clothes.
Oh, shit.
I have more than one pair of clothes.
You hear Sophia's
She's
voice in the
home.
background go, naked?
She hangs up.
I go and sit where Baron Velen was sitting before.
He bursts into flames.
It's oddly completely cold, as if no human warmth has touched it.
But definitely an appearance 7 indent.
Oh, I have 2 of those.
This is the butt of an appearance 7.
I would know that feeling anywhere. God, I hate you guys.
Damn.
Okay, may I have a tiny bit? Go for it. There's a whole lot of me.
Yes. What are we to do? I repeat Kyoko's last phrase as I sit down in the butt grooves of Baron Velen. Thank you, Liz.
Zister and Zeron come back inside. Whatever a tactical basket is, they certainly don't have it.
Well, in here.
Have they managed any type of basket?
No.
They
They're
suck.
not carrying anything.
Get it back out there and don't come back until you have a basket.
Do I look like a boggin to you?
No?
Basket weaving.
He's gone.
We were in the brainstorming plans. Look, and he like pulls out his phone and there's like blueprints. It's a basket, but like at the bottom of a basket is a gun. It's clearly a joke.
I gotta occupy themselves somehow.
You gotta get me one of those
Just
gun
tactical
baskets.
basket.
Yeah.
She's like, look, I've done some weaving. Haha.
Surprise! On my way to grandmother's house.
So you found a location. Should we then be getting the others?
We should.
I think you should wait a bit.
The Baron Velen has agreed to speak to people on our behalf to resolve this conflict. I, for one, don't trust that it will be resolved so easily.
Why? You're acting like you're some kind of protagonist in a story.
Braum looks around.
Look, I'm just a deuteragonist, so take what I say with a grain of salt.
I never do. You're like my best friend. Like my best friend.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
you don't
You'll
have to
never be
rub
his
it in.
actual best friend. It's okay. I think you're pretty cool.
I left my other best friend naked in the forest alone.
Alone, naked and afraid.
Not only your
Done.
best friend, your wife.
Like, Braum, you left your
Oh.
wife naked in the forest,
Jeez.
alone, and took her keys to your house. So she couldn't get it. She had to break into your house.
That's easy. Sorry. Patch is
Whoop.
just.
Also, she's like the most. Look, between Braum and Kyoko, there's
Also,
one who's competent. Do you know what I
Clearly,
mean?
this
Like-
means that you have a landline, because otherwise, I don't know how she called you. Which means
Burner
Braum has one of
phones.
those rotary phones in his office.
No, dude.
God
She just
damn.
uses like the Skype like phone shit.
Hello,
My
this is
God, yes.
Braum.
What a mess.
Kyoko shows up eventually, asks for her phone, her keys, and her braid.
I'm sorry for taking your things. We didn't want to just leave them out there.
I thought you'd probably be following for a while and not necessarily circle back.
Where do you think I was going to go? It's fine.
Like, honestly, I'm not
I-
This isn't
sure.
the first time this has
Fucking love
happened.
it.
The word. Oh well, that makes me feel much worse. I think I don't want to reconsider the location necessarily, because I think this is endemic of a bigger problem. If there are a group of people that believe that part of this island does not belong under the jurisdiction of the Countess Sophia, we must help them change their minds, convince them otherwise.
If you try to tell somebody who believe that they are already a part of a sovereign nation that they're not, you're simply going to reinforce their beliefs.
I agree.
Exactly. I need to learn more about this Duchess Viara. Countess Viara. Countess, right? Yeah, I wrote
Yep.
that. Countess Viara. I don't know who to ask.
We could throw a lovely ball and invite them all. Impress them with your lovely ballness.
We don't
Is
even
there
know
like
who they
a handy
are.
library somewhere that has all the information about all?
Why,
Heart's
yes,
Light?
it would have
History?
been in Heart's Light, except it went up in flames.
Balls.
Oh no, I was about to say, I bet Heart's Light has all sorts of records.
Oh my God. Is there? How about digitized records? No.
Granville? Digitizing?
But
Granville's uncomfortable with his own cell phone.
Yeah.
But hang on, what about? Sorry, I'm the
Chateau
same character, I
Frontenac?
guess. Exactly. What about the seat of the Duchy of Many Rivers, the Chateau Frontenac?
Trevor, God damn it.
So you
Some
think I
balls
should?
are held for
I
charity
should
and
go
some
to the
for fancy
Chateau
dress.
Frontenac.
When they're held for
and-
pleasure, they're the balls I like the best.
I don't know why they're this big,
Wow.
but anyway.
Or sorry, the balls that I
Damn,
like.
James, like what?
Is this the
No takes
consequences
backs.
of my own actions? So I should go to the Chateau Frontenac and seek out information there. I should leave Cross's shadow.
Hang on, we should
Or
call
you
them.
could stay in your seat of power and someone else could do some research.
Does
I have
anyone
been-
volunteer to do research at Chateau Frontenac?
I have been known to read.
I could easily do some research.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, I think perhaps Braum would be the more appropriate person to send to Chateau Frontenac.
All right, send him. I'm sure the Duke would love to.
I have.
There's no possible reason why we would send Patches. That would just be weird.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, have a good
Patches.
trip, Braum. You know, you can what? Hitchhike your way there.
Oh damn.
Charter a bus.
Drive.
She's calling you old, son.
No, I was implying that he doesn't have a car.
I do think Patches should be a part of this party. If Braum, you do desire to go, then maybe you two would go together.
As long as you do not think that it is a bad idea for me to leave Cross's shadow at this time.
Well, if you're with Patches, you two can get back quick as a flash.
I look to Lady Sophia. Does she want the rest of us to laugh or no?
Do what you want, Braum. I don't
fuck.
care. I don't- She's
Yeet
got another
myself off
glass
the
of
edge the balcony.
sangria. It's fine.
Chronicle is over with Braum.
God.
The last time I cared about what you did.
You should have been killed by both. We had the
Holy
chance.
shit.
So, are we going now?
Fuck.
Sorry.
Anyway.
I am prepared to go now. Yes, Patches.
Just the two of us?
I look at Kyoko.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at Kyoko.
Please. Please.
No, I think I'd like to stay here. There's a few things that I'd like to keep an eye on. Is that all right?
Of course. If it's all right with you.
I have done something that I'm hoping will bear fruit, but I have to stay within a certain cell block radius.
Sorry. She said bear fruit, and I was like, are you pregnant? No,
Is
that's
she
not what she meant.
Pregnant?
I don't actually check.
First, she can't be pregnant unless you've told me that you would be all right with that.
Good point.
Unless you've
That's a rule.
activated
Good
your
GM.
seed.
The second, if
Activate.
Kyoko gets pregnant, you better hope that she is leaning more towards her human side, because otherwise it's like, Aiden, Gus, you are about to have 27 brothers or sisters.
Can you imagine a puka toddler? Not that they would crystallize as a toddler, but like, can you
Can you
imagine
imagine
trying
one?
to
Yeah.
teach them things and them just being
No.
a puka at you?
I can't.
The sky is
You're
gray.
not my real dad.
Yeah, as a key point that I'm going to say here,
Yeah.
in all of my games, my players cannot become parents my players' PCs cannot become parents unless the player has specifically told me in advance that they would be open to that. So that's
Right.
a rule.
It's a good one. I would argue.
Imagine if John had control over this in real life as well.
Well, I kind of do for myself.
Over your
Oh, for
friends?
yourself,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's good.
I mean, there have been some conversations of encouragement one way or another.
Oh, I see.
So,
She needs to.
Hop on board the Ware bus.
Are you
Miss
Frizzle? Magic School Bus was inspired by Where, wasn't it?
Patches starts like pulling the little like recliner arms on all of the chairs in the spark.
I jump out of the one that I'm in before I get reclined.
No, you get reclined.
Okay. Whoa. He's fine.
All the recliners are specifically weight balanced so that no matter how light or heavy you are, it reclines in the exact, very pleasing. And in fact, for when it detects that somebody is of a certain weight, it extends extra reclining space afterwards so that it will prop up even your own bulk.
Yeah, it's based off of generally like gravity chairs.
What's the flaw?
Uh,
What's the catch, John?
It whispers.
The chair whispers.
and so that's my bunk for casting. here.
Sorry.
And that's how we went.
To
With a smile on his face.
flicker flash.
Okay, you flicker flash out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not
bye.
a rush.
You can spend the glamour, but I don't care to make you roll.
Yeah.
Like, because seriously, what's going to happen if she fails the roll? I'll be like, well,
I guess you're staying for dinner.
I'll just cast it again.
now I have to see this gif.
Yeah, we do too. Yeah, excellent.
Boop. Click.
Oh,
A classic. Oh, yeah.
Really is quite accurate.
I would flicker flash us just into the entryway.
of
The
the Chateau front.
Chateau front.
Okay, which is the freehold in Quebec. That is the seat of ducal power.
Sorry.
Before we deal with you, I have a trace. It will beep if it has some kind of communication out
The trace on.
on the Boggin's phone.
Oh. Thank you, Kyoko. And I look at Zister. Could we stay for dinner?
The Chatelaine. That's the only answer.
It's your freehold.
Well, apparently it is, because you said it was.
Yes.
So you get to have dinner.
Thank you.
I mean, you live right upstairs.
Yes.
It'd be rude.
Yes.
Do you have a second?
Of course.
Zeron, if you could do me a favor and if you could try out one of these chairs and see if it's comfortable. I'm going to borrow your wife.
Sophia makes sure that Zeron is like
Yep. he
Settled
is
in the
sitting-
chair.
Settled in the chair.
before boogieing
and
off.
Claude comes out and like places a glass there.
Damn.
So were you talking about like this freehold that I'm supposed to be part of, or like?
Hey, if you're gonna hide in the kitchen, we aren't allowed in.
Claude, we're staying for dinner if that's all right.
Well, then I guess I'm going to have to figure out. It's not too much trouble. And Kyoko guides you out. You two.
He's in such a good mood since we left. Damn. Wait, I see the problem.
Coincidence?
So you're at the Chateau Frontenac.
Mhm.
Acanthead greets you.
Oh, hey.
And to what do we owe the pleasure?
Apologies for the sudden visit. We were hoping to take a look through some of the archives.
Archives.
We're looking for some information from 100 or 2 years ago about this duchy.
I know where I can find that information. Do you wish me to bring it to you, or do you want to accompany me?
I would like to come with you and see if we can help with the research.
Will you both?
If that is all right.
Very well, come with me. And she strides through, and you can see the grand lobby that you're in, and everybody is just sort of like nodding and acknowledging you as you go by, and then the elevator doors open. We're going down to the archives.
Precious angel.
The elevator slug
believe we
presses the button, and the doors, like the grate closes, and then the doors close, and then it heads down.
How have things been here with the death?
The Duke
Her
settling
Highness
in?
Fetch Fairlith?
No,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
of course.
Fairlith,
Yeah,
but then
yeah,
the
no,
Duke
Yeah.
came back and took over from Fairlith.
That's correct, yeah, thank you.
That's why Patches is with you.
I don't understand.
Oh boy.
She left
Does
a
she have a
mark.
relationship with the Duke?
I imagine that there's about 20% more intrigue around here, but I suppose that we need something to do when it gets cold. She was fair, and I think she learned a lot.
Good.
Very sad.
Sad. Oh, she was. Is that
Yes.
sorry, is that what you're saying?
I don't think that she's recovered from...
It was a shock.
No, I don't think it was. And the doors open up to a delightfully musty smell of old books and parchments and all that. Like, libraries have different scents depending on where you are. The children's section tends to smell a lot newer because the books tend to rotate a lot faster because kids do not take very good care of books, so they need to be replaced.
Famously, yeah.
But in other sections, especially in stacks, there's just a sense of dust and glue and history that exists. And that's where you are now. And as you go through, you can see that these bookshelves stretch up seemingly to eternity. Clearly this room is enchanted in some sort, because there'd be no way for them to reach that high, depending on what you know of, elevator shafts. But she stops, and then she starts to ascend one of those rolling ladders, and then pulls a couple of tomes off and gathers them into her arm as she heads back down, and then hands them to the two of you.
Thank you.
I'm afraid that this is the best that I can offer you.
Thank you, nevertheless.
We met someone in Cross the Shadow who mentioned a declaration made at Hochelaga. Something to do with...
The Proclamation of Hochelaga.
That's right.
That would be in this one, and she taps one of the tomes that Patches is carrying. It's too dark down here to read.
Oh,
Probably.
okay.
No.
We got it. It would appear that we have some concerns in the county about who is the rightful heir.
It's the first I've heard of it.
We will see what we can learn.
Of course.
Actually, sorry. I'm sure it is, but may I Gwydion sense that statement? It's the first I've
Sure.
heard of
The difficulty is 3.
it. She's a baroness, isn't
Yeah.
she?
Yeah.
What?
That doesn't
what
mean that
kith
she's
is she?
invested very heavily in her subterfuge.
That's fair.
She? I think.
I actually don't
Is
remember.
Acanthea a she?
Yes, she's an autumn she.
Someone...
She's an autumn she.
Yeah, she's an autumn she.
Interesting. Cool.
yeah, that's...
cool.
That's the 7th.
She's not lying.
Okay, cool. I'm just checking.
Why you always
Arr.
Fucking lying. Anyway, so you're going to do some research?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. This is going to be a stamina academics roll for both of you.
Oh.
Incredible.
You know, I've never rolled academics the entire time, and I actually have 1 dot.
I also have 1 dot.
Well, you're a jerk of all
dot,
trades.
one
All of
dot,
you have
one
1 dot
dot.
of academics.
That's incredible.
And my specialty is
Stackademics?
classics.
I like it.
Oh, Stackademics. Okay,
Oh my
sorry.
god.
All right, let's do this.
I will miss the storyteller system at a certain... Yes!
Did you
Huge
botch?
botch?
No.
Just one.
This is not... Braum, if you ruin this for me, I mean us.
Well, it's gonna... Okay,
Rom.
no, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. Why didn't you spend willpower?
Because I got 3 successes.
Braum.
All right, we'll get back to you in a second.
Okay.
Braum.
Paper,
Yay.
pen, roll.
Well done, Patches.
Just open the book. It's one of those Harry Potter
It
books
just
that, like,
it just crumbles
The
because it's so
spine
old, right?
splits. Everything looks like that EX3 core book we have. Everything falls to
The one
pieces.
that, no, ours.
No, my
Yeah,
dad's
ours.
Fanny Farmer's cookbook where literal sections are just like
Nice.
out
Okay, whatever.
everywhere. Yeah.
Gosh. Spirits.
Patches starts to walk along the edge of the pond, and then she reaches out.
Kyoko.
Sorry, Kyoko.
I was
All
like,
right.
is she gonna fall in? Great fudge!
Is
fudge.
someone like
Kyoko-
imitating me?
Kyoko reaches out absentmindedly and just takes Sophia's hand. You know, I wasn't aware that there were certain reactions that occurred in a marriage.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm Gwydion, and as such, I've married a Gwydion, and so I find that I take on some aspects of his flaws. You see, I get irate when people accuse me of things that I didn't do, or I also find myself becoming frustrated whenever somebody besmirches my honor by misspelling my name on a coffee cup. I didn't realize that you started feeling fear more intensely.
I didn't see Mazer die. Every time Zeron and I were separated and Mazer was around, one of us ended up lost. I never got to look him in the eye and say, I know what you were trying to do, but you couldn't drive us apart. You couldn't. You failed. I need more time
To let him win.
to know that he's really gone.
To know that he's gone. Is it time that will take?
I don't know what else we can do. But I need to make sure that Zeron is safe until I know for sure.
He's gone. I know he's gone.
How?
Because I can sleep.
Could you not sleep before?
I think I started coding in my dreams to try to keep me there. To force myself to sleep for at least a little while.
Braum was the one that he met with. You and Patches and Zeron and Kenwyn are all people who suffered the most by his hands. I was just in the way.
Are you sure of that?
Yes.
It's not some kind of suffering Olympics.
Just saying I don't know why I can't let it go and everybody else has.
Because Braum saw him die. Braum crushed his head off. And I trust Braum. If I didn't trust him, then I would also have this problem. I wouldn't know. Mazer was very good at trying to look like somebody else, and he's shown that he's very good at showing off his ability to disguise, or to have others disguise for him. But I have to trust that Braum wouldn't kill somebody unless he knew what he was doing.
What about Melsh?
Whoever was standing in front of him at that moment, according to Braum, deserved to die. Right?
I guess.
So isn't it enough to know that if Braum was staring at this person, that there wasn't a moment's hesitation in case he had information that we needed? Or that there wasn't a way that we could use whoever he had captured to try to find others? Braum decided at that moment, then and there, that he no longer deserved to hold on to his life, and justice needed to be served. And I trust him. I have to. Because if I don't trust him, what else do I have?
I wish I could just turn on a switch that accepts that he's gone and that every time I come out of the elevator, he won't just be there waiting for me. Even being in the exhaust, I keep expecting him to be there, like he's been there the whole time. And I trust Braum, I do. But I need Zeron to be nearby and to be okay.
Zeron has no choice to be close to you. It's something that the Braid has known for a little while now, but this new chapter for Zeron is important for him in more ways than one.
He's doing a really good job.
His heart's just not in it anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean, literally, his heart just isn't in it anymore. Without your influence and guidance, he's weak.
So am I holding him back with my fear?
No. You're holding him up. He still can do so much, but his days of traveling the world alone to right wrongs, Mazer found a way to sever the influence. Someone else might figure it out. If he even walks past cold iron, his legs would give out from under him. His days of battle are over.
And that's why I need to stay near him. Because I won't let that happen.
He doesn't know it yet. I think that he's deliberately not thinking about it.
Should I tell him?
No. What good would it serve? He wants to be by your side.
But I need to not be afraid.
I didn't say that.
I did.
Well, trusting Braum is an exercise.
It's a terrifying prospect.
There's
maybe-
a way you can know.
What, ask him to describe it second by second, what he did? That might help me
You-
sleep better.
You can find out if he still has access to me.
What?
In my dreams, you can find out if he still has access to me.
What, do I know what this means?
She's implying that through oneromancy, Mazer had a connection to Kyoko.
So that he was an Oniromancer as well? Is that what she's implying?
That's what she's implying.
Kyoko, I didn't know this.
I suppose I don't tell everybody everything.
You've just been carrying this with
Tell
you.
nobody nothing.
It's not about carrying.
Yes, it is. Been lugging this burden around when someone else could help you carry it.
But you already do. All of you. Why do you think that I watched Drag Race with Patches?
Because of the delightful outfits.
Well, yes.
and
But
the lip
Patches
syncs.
makes me feel better. And Patches is the sort of person who I can just lie down with and know that I don't have to worry about putting on airs or... She's so delightfully straight.
I know, worse luck, am I right?
Service?
Thank you. Kyoko, I mean it. But I think this is something that I need to work through.
That's all right.
But
You could do what I did. Marry a troll and be completely overwhelmed by the sense of justice and truth.
I think I will speak to Braum, though. Because the only time I really saw this body was as Sophie. And I was just overwhelmed with confusion and fear, and I think that carried with me.
That's what death does.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, I'm here to support you too.
Squeeze her hand.
I mean, at least he's in fine form when he's around you, right?
Well,
Boo.
Is he a better kisser than I am?
No one's a better kisser than you are.
I feel uncomfortable.
You're not here, Braum.
Somewhere, Braum's horns prick up, and he thinks, my wife is talking about how she is a good kisser. Oh well, great.
I am Braum.
I am Braum.
Ignite follows the rules of Nancy Drew. Tell no one nothing. Go to places without letting folks know. Nothing merits a hospital
Yeah.
trip, and laws are just
Actually, that's
guidelines.
really,
We
really
let
true.
Each other know where we're going.
And we're always talking about how attractive we are. And talking about our previous adventures.
I grew up reading them. Of course, that's how I assume life works.
Holy shit.
That's not
Those
normal.
books fucked with my head. Yo.
Patches Braum.
Who
Yeah.
share the recipe?
You
Oh, yeah.
find out the following. Countess Viara ap Baelor
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
did spend a certain amount of time in this area and did in fact hold claim to this island. But during the interregnum, which is when the She weren't around, there was specific instruction that her ancestors, or sorry, her descendants, not her ancestors, her descendants would accede to her title.
Okay.
And it was written in the proclamation of Ashalaga before she left. Now, here's the problem. You can see that there is a distinct family line that has been written down in this book that shows her descendants on the mortal side, which
Oh.
would satisfy the proclamation as it was written. But halfway through the family tree, somebody has torn the pages out of the book.
Oh damn. Okay.
I smell a scandal.
Question, because you specifically said mortal line,
Yes.
not like changelings don't run in families necessarily.
It's a secondary way to interpret the proclamation.
Understood. Okay.
Her descendants could be like, who she's adopted or whatever.
Right.
Fey-wise, but
Yeah.
the thing is,
Lenore.
normally you don't pass your title down through your descendants this way because Fey aren't guaranteed to have Fey children.
But she specifically laid it out this way.
Yes.
And now the page has been torn away.
And the pages have been torn away that specifically show the rest of her family history. But then here's where it gets interesting.
Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more.
Oh, yes, there's more. The Patches discovers
Uh-oh. No.
that
Yeah.
It's a botch.
Patches discovers that shortly after the resurgence, when the She came back, there was great confusion over whether or not they had to find this descendant. And signed by High King David himself. There is a law that states that until the rightful heir returns, these lands will fall under the jurisdiction of a count or greater station residing on the island. But proof must be given in order to revert the lands back. And there's been no proof
To revert the lands back.
to revert the lands back.
Right. So then, as per David's proclamation, the count sitting on the island would be Sophia.
Yeah.
And Patches, in going through and finding this proclamation, Patches, you find in the back of the book, so you know how books have glue that,
Yeah.
you notice that there's a small bulge under the glue.
I'm going to try to very carefully
Yes.
pry it open
Okay.
using my pocket knife.
Patches, you find the torn pages that provide a direct line
Oh damn.
to Baron Velen.
Balls.
Cool.
I would like to see if they match up with the ripped out pages.
Perfectly.
Cool. Cool.
Oh,
Yes.
can't revert if there ain't no proof. Let's go.
Ain't no proof if you poop it out.
Oh.
Doop 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 doop.
We just have to get Baron Velen to, write us a nice piece of paper that says he believes that Sophia should rule. Just in case any of his other crazy followers come and bother us again.
By the way, the
Since
bulge
he
is in
wants-
a different book, not
Yeah.
in the book of Torn
Yeah.
Pages, one of his books that you saw and
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
managed
Okay.
to pull it out.
Yeah.
That's convenient.
Well, it's why otherwise it'd be why would you tear them out
Yeah,
of that
and then
book
hide
and
it in
put
the-
it in the
Yeah.
same
No one
book?
will ever look in the same book.
I have to assume that Baron Velen isn't aware of this.
Right. If he is aware that he is the descendant of Countess Viara, then he must have been waiting for a sign or legitimacy.
So, yeah. We have a way of Sophia politely asking for just some piece of paper from him so that if people bother us again, he doesn't have to keep coming out of hiding just to deal with these crazed followers that he seems to not want. And then we have a piece of document from the descendant saying that it belongs to Sophia.
Right. Wait. What? I honestly, I feel like just Patches and Braum are just literally staring at each other for what seems like an eternity.
Braum, I will point out
Yes.
that according to this, by law, if this is legitimate, Velen has a legitimate claim.
Which, if he knew, he might have acted upon already. Which would lead me to believe he doesn't know. Or he couldn't find the proof therein.
I'm just saying, Braum. He who enjoys things like the rule of law
Yeah.
and propriety, that you now have the proof, the two of you,
Well,
that no one else knows.
Braum is aware that the truth exists, but he certainly doesn't have his hands on it.
Oh, so it's to be like that, is it?
Oh my god.
She shoved it way the fuck down her bra.
Book
Whoa.
fight! No book fight.
No boob fight, apparently.
You guys should not have been sent on this quest alone. Apparently. You
Patches,
too.
Do you think we should inform?
I'm gonna
Have a cave
text
troll.
Sophia and be like, we found all the information we need.
It's not untrue, I suppose.
I'm going to write back, don't send anything over text. We'll talk when you get back. Are you staying overnight?
No, we'll head back.
I, for one, am fine to stay over here if you would prefer.
Dinner here is awesome. They have seafood.
Stay over. It's fine. We can deal with it tomorrow. Wink.
But
Oh.
like a wink with like a
Eggplant.
with a no, like a PKJ blank face, but like a one of those.
Peach.
Yep, I understand.
I got it.
So Patch's response just shows 3 dots.
Yeah.
No.
Hello.
The Baroness comes into the study that you are in.
Oh.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was asked to invite the two of you to dinner.
Oh, that's very kind.
We will graciously accept.
Yes.
And thank you so much for your help.
course.
I'm going to indicate the page with the ripped out sections. It seems that we have as much information as exists.
It really is a shame what people will do to innocent books.
Any idea why someone might have torn out this section of this text?
Pages fall. As much as I like to say that it's somebody who's out to deliberately conceal information, oftentimes it's because the pages just got torn.
I nod like in agreement, but in my heart of hearts, I'm like, nah, absolutely not. Sorry.
I should probably change for dinner.
I'll have Taylor come and visit you.
Thank you. That's too kind.
We're certainly planning to commission Taylor for another project, so this is perfect.
If
Damn.
you'll excuse me.
Is that what you're calling it
Yes,
now?
we'll see you again soon.
That's
Fair
completely beside the matter.
After she's safely left, we're just gonna say, what are we gonna do?
We'll discuss it with Sophia when we get back.
Understood.
You seemed eager to stay, so we'll stay the night.
I do so enjoy the view from here. It is a beautiful city.
It is.
I like out the I don't know, just out the window.
Braum! Is there anything else that I should know about of what you're trying to accomplish in any of your respective locations?
Like at dinner. I'm just curious about how things have been now that the Duke has returned. I'm gonna not mention Alnek. I'm not gonna mention anything about what we were doing here. Just trying to keep it all away, tucked
Nice.
away best I can.
Nice. There's a typo in that URL, John.
Oh, wow. I
Blink.
suck. Or rather, the
Get in the
keyboard
app.
Part of me
probably is-
assumes that
There
both
it
of the
is.
mods are like writing like full paragraphs that are like super succinct.
Oh, the fucking sure.
Yeah,
Oh
that-
my
that
god.
too.
That's-
Oh my god.
That works too.
Whoa. But that's me over dinner.
No, I think just Sophia and Zaron will return to Heart's Light.
Kyoko checks to make sure that you're all right and asks if there's anything she can do.
No, you've done so much. Thank you.
All right. Well, I suppose I'll head home.
I'll see you tomorrow.
If I don't stay up all night destroying people online,
Make them pay.
that's all I can do. Braum's not even home.
Text my wife good night.
Aww.
FYI. I definitely don't forget.
She
to
only
do-
texts back like 25 minutes later because she's in the middle of a game.
Yep.
Hey, thanks.
Love it.
So, you head to bed?
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
I had to
You
A
had
bed.
A bed?
Yeah.
Bed. Yeah, oh, I see.
No problem.
All right. Patches,
Mm-hmm.
you dream of...
Oh, I sleep. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I had to. Yep.
Patches, you dream of contentment. Sophia,
Yeah.
you dream of heartbeats. Braum, you dream of justice. And your place within it. And I think we'll end the session there.
Woo.
Yes.
Well, damn.
Well, damn indeed.
I liked the politicking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked it
the
too.
botch.
Oh my god.
You know, I think you handled Phelan very well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very weird, but I like it. It's like an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
Talking to very pleasant people, but you don't know what their agenda is.
Well, we know his
Yeah.
agenda might be now,
Yeah.
don't we?
Wait, yes. I agree, Crosshair. I also clocked that. That's why our brains are so similar.
That
God.
he used the word gauche, even though you had used the word gauche. And
That
now you
we
think he's,
both
like,
used the word gauche
what, he's
in
like
one
tapping
day.
your phones.
I'm
and
just
shit?
saying, either we're
Wild.
very similar, which is not a great thing.
Relatively common.
This is the part where the camera cuts to like Zeron's saddle and then like goes underneath and like in one of the stirrups there's a tiny
Yes.
little microphone.
Oh my god!
Wait, his saddle.
Yeah, he has a saddle. We mentioned it last session.
It's true.
Yes. Hang
He says he
on.
likes to go for rides.
He has a saddle in like in barding.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Amongst his things in the closet. Yeah, yeah. I actually didn't remember the saddle. I do remember the barding.
Reusing the term gauche seems gauche to me. Weirdness.
Hey.
I'm just
Don't
really
worry.
glad that we're using that term a whole bunch. It's a
Oh, would you
great
like me to
word.
mute you, Elizabeth?
Oh, sure.
Sure, whatever.
Whatever,
I wish you'd been on for that. You just insulted me from the kitchen, folks.
So I do have to apologize to Klazen or Klassen and Jockazor. Jockazor?
Jockazor! That's a Pokemon.
Joxor. Sorry, Joxor. I have to apologize that I can't kind of like stop right in the middle and explain things. Hopefully there's some information there. I will say that you can always find out the fucking 132 goddamn episodes that you
my
can
God,
find
so
on
many
And
RPGquentin.com.
more with the
The
bonus.
VODs are there, but also written synopses that are exactly. Is Braum the character from League of Legends? No.
No.
Coincidence.
Do I predate him? I don't think so.
No, you do not.
No.
Was I aware of him at the time? I don't think I was, actually.
I made you aware of him.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I was
And then
like,
you were like,
shit.
I don't think you cared.
No, I was
Yeah.
fine, but like, anyway, we're good.
Braum's actually like a name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's a legit name.
Yeah, I did my research.
So, folks, we'll get into figuring out exactly what the play of the game was and all of that stuff. But I will remind you that there's some things to discuss because obviously the chronicle approaches its conclusion. Yeah, I have it. I also point. Yeah, I have it, everyone, so that you know. I'll also point out that we have the crosshair back.
Yay!
Well, yay.
Thanks, Lemonator. Or do you mean theirs? You mean theirs, probably, yeah. Okay.
No, probably yours. Yours are great.
We'll see. Bun Cheeve.
My favorite.
Better or for worse. What is all of our
Fictional
favorite fictional character?
Guys, okay, we
Character?
all have to shout it on the count of 3 because it was all, right? No, I actually don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That's
Oh.
tough.
It is.
I mean, a fictional character that I didn't create?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably, right?
Well, I assume that's the point. I mean, I don't think Joxer would necessarily know all the things. Do I play Warhammer? No, unfortunately I don't. I have great respect for the people who do, though, and I have seen some people with some excellent armor.
Armor.
But yeah, at any rate,
Yes.
we do have a play the game, so we will
Excellent.
throw that out. Today's play the game vote is as follows. Sophia extends the hand of friendship and a title to Kenwyn, who is eager to begin the mortal coalition.
Ooh.
Patches acts as an ambassador with a forged writ and an eviction note to the Spark. And Braum's expedition to find a new freehold ends with a Sophia facepalm and a forgotten wife. That's vote 0, 1, or 2. Now, and the Crosshair family gets to have a vote in, which is
And it's a
appreciated.
vote for Braum.
Speaking of Braum, what did
I
you
don't
learn
blame him.
today?
I learned like a whole bunch of things, of course. I learned that Braum was really dedicated to the idea of like, no, I don't think you own this land. I think Sophia, like, I think this is like we can build here or whatever. And now that he's learned the truth, he is really conflicted about what that means for him. I learned that Braum is very conflicted. How's that?
Nice.
I like that words. Liz.
Sophia is, I mean, she's still got that fear, but to know that somebody noticed it, and is also having to have like trust issues and faith issues is very helpful. And that she doesn't want to be the Countess of lands if it's just by someone else's grace, you know? So it cheapens it. Yeah.
As much as
Or do you have the whole story?
Ooh.
Sorry?
Or do you have the whole story?
Do I have the whole story?
Is there more to the story that we don't know yet?
Oh, yeah. Very, very possible.
Very possible.
But she's like, she's not prepared to just go, this is my land and I don't care what you say. And like, I'm the ruler here and blah, blah, blah.
Kate?
Yeah.
Patches needs to walk the walk of being part of the whole, feudal system and not just be like, fuck you, I'm just going to lie about shit and make things work. She's
do what I
like,
want.
Does
and she did it and she was like, maybe I shouldn't.
Oh,
Maybe I
so
shouldn't have
good.
done that. So yeah, she's just got to make sure she doesn't wreck shit for her friends who are much more concerned about their station.
Well,
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Sophia may be mad, but Liz was thrilled.
we haven't done anything, that we can't take back yet.
No,
is what I'm just
that's
gonna
right.
say. Which maybe
Her word against mine. Mm.
Get your votes in.
Let's do it, guys.
Get
in
your
there.
votes. Votes 0, 1, or 2 now. It would be a good thing to vote.
Oh, I see.
Break this tie.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Oh.
Break a tie for me. God damn it. I know you didn't all vote.
Oh my God, John's losing his mind.
I mean, I
What if
could.
your head just popped off?
Wow.
It'd be the first time.
What?
That was wait, what?
What?
So good.
Quay?
It's like after playing together for several years, we're all like
Sick
on the
of each
same
other?
wavelength.
Oh, yes,
wow,
yes,
okay.
that
Okay,
is
rough.
mostly.
Sick. Wow. Okay. I see. Should I play the sad music now?
Mwah, mwah,
No,
mwah. Oh,
really sad music.
I think we're looking at a tie.
there's no room for ties here. Shit.
Are we looking at a tie?
I don't know.
Oh wow! I just
God, I thought that was a dolphin sound
I
effect
just
that you
stopped
queued
it,
up.
but
When it was at the fridge. No.
Why?
there we go.
Oh,
I started
no.
it again, and I.
If only I had more votes. Oh shit! Oh my God!
God, what's
happening?
John done?
Ah.
This is so exciting. What's he done? I don't know.
Fuck! I can't vote who I want to vote for.
What? Oh. Sorry. What?
All right,
Oh,
fine.
madness.
Woof,
I'm such a
everyone.
fan.
You'll just have to share it, the two of you.
Whee!
Yay!
Oh, thanks,
oh,
friends.
God, I have to. Oh, jeez. Oh God. Okay.
And we got a bingo.
Caroline,
So does
I'm
that
sorry. Can
mean
you copy paste and feed?
five?
So rude. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you, math.
Five.
Wait. But did we actually get a bingo?
We
Yes.
got a bingo,
Okay.
and we're gonna hear all about
And
it.
Aragwen said later. She said
There were 2 potential bingos. We could have gotten a double bingo. We only got the single.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
Oh
I
shit!
see.
It's posted. Best part of my
To
week.
the Discord.
So if you actually want to see the
See
bingo,
everything.
you know what? I was going to install the Discord widget that would actually let us show like a clickable link that you could immediately go
Oh.
to, and I fucking forgot.
Oh,
But yeah,
alright.
there is one, so it'll hopefully be there next time where
Yay.
it'll actually just show up on screen and you can click on it and join the Discord, and you'll be able to talk about this game along with the other games that we've played and all sorts of other topics, including apparently a bingo card.
Yes.
Because it's there. I suppose I should probably look myself.
Oh, Liz face. Yes.
That's a good one.
A female PC has a name that starts with a hard K sound. Yes. Amazing.
Now, if you excuse
Oh,
me,
we were
I have
so
to do
close.
one of 2 things with her.
To John asks for confirmation for a PC's risky action. So
Were we that
close.
I feel
Well,
like
we were
I
wa-
do all
we've
kinds of
done
risky
it.
shit.
Patches tries to use socials to no avail.
Oh.
Braum's profession is questioned.
Roof.
This is amazing.
I guess I feel the
Do
next
you
session.
around here, Brum? Yes, I
Yeah.
have to spend some XP next
So yeah,
time,
there
too.
was a bunch, but if I had asked for confirmation for PC's risky action, then that would have been a double bingo. But you know,
Oh, brilliant.
folks, we
Oh
are.
my God. Love it.
I mean, look, I'm enjoying. Yeah, there's a new card next time. Crosshair, I very much appreciate that you're here. If you have questions, the best place to ask questions about this game, you just go and find us. We're not hard to find. We have lots of socials.
Yeah.
But what I will say for all of you is that there's other things that aren't necessarily Changeling related that are coming up. So I would most like to hear about those, starting, I think, with you, Scott.
I'm first on Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern. I will be, or Paul Prospero will be finishing up his newest or latest probe into the paranormal. After which, I have been promised that there will be many hijinks and probably very spooky ones. So tune into Biff the Bouse on Twitch for that on Tuesday evening, 6 p.m.
Wednesday.
That's me.
Wednesday, we have Drew Crew back at its regularly scheduled time, 4 p.m. ET. We're going to be starting a new book.
Oh, jeez.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was there for
rocket.
the end, and let me tell you, the ending of the last.
Was
Nancy
just
Drew?
as
What
batshit.
was it that we just died? Something happened?
I don't
it was,
know.
It was how evil that man was. He was
Yeah.
like, "And we stole the
But also,
children."
like, yeah, we stole the children, and we'll put them in the axe.
We'll
Like,
He
put 'em in
basically
circus.
took credit for every single crime that had been committed over the last, 50 years.
Yeah.
Oh, he was monologuing so hard.
Yeah,
So that's happening on Wednesday.
yeah.
on Thursday, there's going to be another episode of RPG Clinic that's going to happen. Once again, we'll find out if there's going to be a guest or not. But that's going to be in the afternoon, probably around 5 or 6 Eastern Daylight Time. Hey, it's going to be there on the Discord. That's the place to check. But trust me, if you want to show up, we've got some great. We've been having great conversations, not just even about role-playing games, but also about nerd stuff in general. Because
Yeah.
We devolved into that.
We are nerds.
Because why not? We'll say though that it's a great place to show up. Just make sure that if you've got questions for us, or comments and stuff like that, we'll take them, as long as they're in good faith.
That's a good question.
What's
Friday.
going on Friday? Yeah.
So Friday, we're going to have Punchy, but we will not have a Scott. So I may not be playing Horizon. What will I be playing? Oh, who the fuck knows? I'll probably figure it out 5 minutes before. Daddy. Oh, maybe.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So jazzed.
Some ideas are rolling through my brain.
Wait, you didn't think that I said that on?
I'm
like,
sure
out
I'll
of
figure it
randomness?
out 2 minutes before we go live. As per usual, you can always count on Crosshair to keep you in the know. Saturday, Scott won't be here, so I will stream something else. I don't fucking know. It'll happen. It'll be 3 o'clock on Saturday. More Dream Daddy.
And we will be back here Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
For more Changeling.
Find
There
it.
isn't much more
Scary
left.
Urbana, I like it.
I will remind you that this chronicle is coming to an end. It will be ending in August.
Soon, TM.
Yeah.
Oh, in
Soon,
August,
TM.
yeah,
At which point, then we will start our new seasons format with a break in between for some one shots. I'm looking forward to those. It's tough rolling out the end of a chronicle. I want y'all to be extra polite to these players who have a lot of pressure on them, because they, there's some stuff there, and I'm looking forward to see how it comes down, how it comes out, because that's what we really want to see, right? Like a good ending, and I'm hoping for it.
The best ending.
Oh, thanks. No fucking pressure on that goddamn.
It's not pressure on you. It's pressure on all of us.
the
It's
best because we're
shared
living the
burdens,
story,
you
right?
know.
If you respawn, that's fair.
Oh, fair.
judging you.
That is
Aravana,
fair.
yeah.
Also, his dick.
Oh,
A classic.
shocking. Coughing.
Ballsack.
Guys, we were so fucked. What the hell was that from?
The gentle father of blah 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 had
Oh.
initiative of like 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was when we got
It was
splattered.
30 or 40.
Yeah,
It was really bad.
fair. The giant hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to say that it feels good to have not only She Who Knows 10,000 Things, but also Entropy's Disciple here with us back again. It was a monumental effort.
A monumental
to
effort.
get in here. And Crosshair,
Nice.
I want you to know that as much as we were teasing at some points, we miss you, which is why we want you around. And that's all it comes down to. And we also know that it's fucking 4:30, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If you have anything, just throw us some messages up on that Discord, please. By all means, it's a cool place to hang out. You can also go to rpgclinic.com for synopses, for video on demands, for the wiki, and now more than ever is the time to get in touch with us, because as we transition to our new format, we definitely want to hear from you. Our regulars are the ones who keep this channel going, and we appreciate each and every one of you. And I appreciate them.
We appreciate
appreciate
you.
This guy.
We're going to get out of this way. Nope. That way. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Botch,
But I'm serious,
botch,
if you show up to
botch.
RPG Clinic, don't fuck around on me. Bye.